The God-tier internet cafe in one piece. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 051. Huh? Who is that person? Smug was manipulating his game character to move around the map when suddenly his gaze seemed to catch a glimpse of a person. This person hid behind a building and only exposed a small part of his body, and if he didn't look carefully, he really couldn't find it. The smoke beauty slowly approached step by step, and finally the player's name appeared on the screen. Krypton Gold Warrior, I rely on. It turned out to be him. What is he hiding there, huh? Why hasn't he moved for so long? I see. This guy should be going to the toilet and hanging up. Smug in front of the screen grinned. Hey. Even if you are unlucky, since you ran into me, then don't blame me. I will accept this head. No longer hesitating, the smoke beauty approached quickly, and soon came to the Krypton Gold Warrior. The knife lit up with a bright chill, and the smoke beauty stabbed towards the head of the Krypton Gold Warrior. Poof! The knife pierced the head of the Krypton Gold Warrior accurately. Haha. Headshot. Refreshing. Huh? No, how is he not dead yet? Smug was confused. He still wanted to stab him, but found that the Krypton Gold Warrior moved. Eileen, this guy came back from the toilet. Smug was in a hurry, and in a panic, two more knives were swung out. The sound of a baseball bat swinging. The smoke beauty fell to the ground. The player smoke beauty is killed by the player Krypton Gold Warrior with a baseball bat headshot. How is this possible? How did I die again? I obviously stabbed him 3 times. It stands to reason that I should have been able to kill him a long time ago. Why should I still die? Smug was mad and slapped the table with a slap. At this time, inside the screen, the Krypton Gold Warrior stepped over the corpse of the smoke beauty and ran into the distance. Smug seems to have seen something. That's right, the Krypton Gold Warrior wears clothes that are somewhat different from those of others, and he also wears helmets, anti-body armor, bulletproof helmets. Smug crashed, pulling open the mall listing. Smug took a look and gasped. Baseball bat. 50,000 berry, body armor 55,000 berry, bulletproof helmet 30,000 berry. Are you fucking playing a game? Nope. Smug will not fall behind in my life. Isn't it money? Smug got up from his seat with a livid look and came to the bar. Network administrator. Louds wants to rush 150,000 Q coins. Note, Pirate World is still 1 berry equals 1 Q coin. Wang Fei at the bar smiled. Yes, just go to the payment machine to charge. Back at the bar, Smug gritted his teeth in anger. Wait. Louds recharged the money. Open the marketplace again. Smug mouse click. Body armor. Buy. Bulletproof helmet. Buy. Baseball bat. Buy. Alright. Krypton Gold Warrior. Huh? Louds charged money back. Now that we are equipped the same, let's compete again. Smug is furious, frantically searching the map for the Krypton Gold Warrior. Finally, Smug found the target. The Krypton Gold Warrior has just completed a double kill at this time, but the price is not small. After completing the double kill, the Krypton Gold Warrior's HP is only 20. Hey. 20 drops of blood, plus a sneak attack. You will definitely die this time. Smug rushed forward, and the baseball bat in his hand was already raised high. At this time, the Krypton Gold Warrior suddenly turned around. HMPH. It's useless to find out. I came out before you, and you are doomed to die first. The corner of Smug's mouth already lit up with excitement, and he could already see the Krypton Gold Warrior dying at his feet, seeing death coming. But the Krypton Gold Warrior did not panic. He saw a flash in his hand, and a silver pistol appeared in his hand. Bang bang. 2 gunshots rang out, and the smoky beauty fell to the ground again. The player smoke beauty is killed by the player Krypton Gold Warrior with a pistol headshot. Inside the internet cafe. Smug was furious, grabbing the computer desk and shaking it wildly. Chapter 052. Sharp fun rice, sad looking. These 2 brothers' 20 reminder tickets cannot be eaten temporarily, because tomorrow will be prepared to be on the shelf, so they will definitely not be able to eat. The 2 brothers can put the votes away first, and when they are on the shelves, you can vote at any time. And I promise to accept them all. What about people? Where did it go again? After being abused several times by the Krypton Gold Warriors, Smug finally became angry. He just rushed another 60,000 Q coins and bought a silver pistol exactly like the Krypton Gold Warrior Desert Eagle. After buying it, he was full of spirits and planned to find the Krypton Gold Warrior for revenge, but no matter how he searched, he couldn't find the figure of the Krypton Gold Warrior. Did this guy get down? Smug wondered. Suddenly, the guests on the internet on the second floor shouted, "Lying Groove, this Krypton Gold Warrior, huh? Where are the Krypton Gold Warriors?" Smug asked immediately, "In XXX service. Server. Finally found you. I'm coming." Smug sneered. Announcement: Player Smoke Beauty enters the game. Smug entered the suit where the Krypton Gold Warrior was. But the scene in front of him made him stand on the ground. It is still an individual battle, but the scene in front of you is a one-sided massacre. I saw a player named Krypton Gold Warrior holding a pitch-black machine gun chasing players around the map. Machine gun spraying. Flames were fired, and a large area of the player fell to the ground. Player XXX is killed by player Krypton Gold Warrior with a machine gun. Announcements keep popping up in the upper right corner. Some players have just been resurrected, and as soon as the invincibility time has passed, they are swept to the ground again. This. Smug was just about to speak, when a row of bullets swept through, and the smoky beauty fell to the ground. Half an hour, Krypton Gold Warrior. This player tosses and turns dozens of suits. The server swept through countless players, causing the players to curse angrily. Network administrator. How do you leave it alone? This Krypton Gold Warrior has seriously affected the balance of the game. Finally, some players couldn't bear it anymore and complained to Wang Fei. Wang Fei at the bar waved his hand and said, This player, named Krypton Gold Warrior, did not affect the balance of the game. First of all, the guns, armor, etc. he uses are sold in the store, and everything he does is within the scope of the game. People have money, so they buy guns. It's as simple as that. You can't just not allow people not to buy if you don't buy it, right? Guns and equipment, anyone can have it. If you are killed, you will fight back. People charge money, better than you. If you want to become stronger, you can also top up your money. The world respects the strong. Charge money can make you stronger. Wang Fei said seriously, come on, boy, top up. Everyone here is a famous figure. What about the arrogance of your pirate navy? Of course, no one can stop you if you don't charge money, and our game is about not forcing players to make any purchases. Respect every player's decision. After saying this, Wang Fei couldn't help but don't go overboard. He felt that this was the most shameful thing he had ever said in his life. The Krypton Gold Warrior also seemed to hear Wang Fei's words, and immediately shouted in the game, I see, a group of pirates and the navy are nothing remarkable. They are imposing at sea, and they are so darless in the game. You. Who do you say? Lei Lao Mu. Tell it again. Krypton Gold Warrior, I'm so sorry, my words are not aimed at anyone. I just want to say, all of you, it's all rubbish. As soon as this word came out, obey. The server exploded, and all kinds of greetings to the whole family flooded the screen. Krypton Gold Warrior, right. You wait, if only you knew who you really were. Louds, I must have slaughtered you. Cut. People who dare not rush money are also embarrassed to shout, money, yes. You wait. Management. Louds wants to charge money. Me too. Me too. Bring me 5 million Q coins. All of a sudden, the people who deposited Q coins were lined up with payment machines, and Wang Fei had to activate the administrator authority to help those guests who charged more than 1 million Q coins quickly rush QB. An hour later, people in all internet cafes were charged with Q coins and purchased various props in the mall. In the bar, Wang Fei looked at this scene and laughed maniacally. Chapter 053. In the game, come on. Krypton Gold Warrior in XXX suit. Server. He's XXX again. It's time, come on. We'll be right there. There was a burst of shouts in the internet cafe. After a wave of ridicule from the Krypton Gold Warriors, all the more than 200 people in the internet cafe filled their money in order to kill this Krypton Gold Warrior who mocked them to the point of calling daddy. However, the Krypton Gold Warrior's patience limit seems to exceed everyone's imagination, and he refuses to apologize anyway. Refusing to apologize? Then we will kill you until we can no longer play the game. As long as we see you, we will kill you. So, the opening scene appeared. No matter which suit the Krypton Gold Warrior changes to, The server will be besieged by everyone one serve. Only 20 people can enter, so the Krypton Gold Warrior faces the pursuit of 19 people. What made Wang Fei feel incredible was that this time the Navy and the pirates reached a high degree of consensus, and actually joined hands to hunt down and kill the Krypton Gold Warriors. After 3 hours have passed, the Krypton Gold Warrior finally seemed to be unable to stand it after being killed more than 400 times, and he got off the line after cursing a few times in the game. The next moment when the Krypton Gold Warrior was offline, there was a huge cheer from the internet cafe. Grass Mud Horse finally recognized a plant. Ha ha ha. Refreshing. It's so cool. Dare to mark Loudson? You can never play the game again. Isn't it just a few stinky money? Look at you still have to sear. After killing the Krypton Gold Warrior, everyone felt a sense of relief, and this feeling of revenge for killing their father made them feel very happy. After the Krypton Gold Warrior went offline, the farce finally subsided, and people began to resume normal games. However, the game can no longer be as harmonious as before, and all the internet users in the internet cafe have bought guns to a greater or lesser extent. Since you have already bought a gun, then you don't need to use it in vain. You bought it before just to kill Krypton Gold Warriors, and now that you already have it, you can also kill others. No one wants to be able to play more enjoyable in the game, so in the internet cafe, the era of gunplay finally began. Those players who were originally very reluctant to buy a gun actually felt after experiencing the battle of gunfights. Hey, it's so cool. People who buy guns first are unlikely to return to the previous game mode after experiencing the fun of gunfights, and some players who come later without guns finally made up their minds after seeing the intensity of gunfights in other people's games and being abused and killed countless times with guns. To buy, in this case, a group of people brought a wave of rhythm, and finally, the golden era of Krypton for the whole people began. Gunfight mode is officially popular. That night, Wang Fei closed the door looking at Nami coming out of the room. The two finally couldn't help but laugh after looking at each other for a few seconds. That's right, the Krypton Gold Warrior who mocked the whole internet cafe today is none other than Nami. The night before yesterday, Nami and Wang Fei said that the solution was just like today. Aren't they all reluctant to top up? Then I will go out on my own and completely crush them with Krypton Gold props, mocking them to death with anger as long as they break their usual rule of not charging money, and then successfully fool a small group of people to charge money first. Then their default rules will be completely broken at that time. After buying a gun, will they not use it? Killing other players is such a cool thing. Will you not do it? What happens to people who are abused? Not convinced? What should I do if I am not convinced? Then vigorously Krypton Gold. Crush with better equipment. Go for revenge. As long as there's this mentality, the era of national shootouts will come, and the props of them all will no longer worry about being sold. As for why the Krypton Gold Warriors did not quit after everyone recharged their money, but let people kill more than 400 times. This one. Since they all fooled people to charge money, they acted to make people higher. Venture emotions. It won't be less mute anyway, won't it? 2333. When Wang Fei heard Nami's idea, he finalized this method on the spot. And straight to Nami smart, roughly calculated, the money earned in one day today, just a charge of Q coins alone reached more than 34 million berry. This made the two couples blossom from the bottom of their hearts. There will also be a free chapter during the day. Then it's time to wait until 12 p.m. for the release chapter. From 12 o'clock in the evening, there will be an outbreak of 10 chapters. Each chapter is a standard 2,000-word chapter. I hope that all readers can greatly cheer the scene. Thank you. Chapter 054. Time passed quickly, and in the blink of an eye, 2 days had passed since the Krypton Gold Warrior incident. In the past 2 days, Wang Fei and his wife can be said to have made a lot of money, and after the popularity of the shootout, in just 2 days, the Q coin recharge alone has reached 58 million berry. This time, Nami can wake up laughing in her dreams, so she is more diligent. Of course, diligence here means she will change a trumpet almost every day, and will use a lot of Krypton Gold props to abuse players, which directly arouses more people's desire to charge money. Hope in this regard, Wang Fei did not say anything. Anyway, it was opened by his own family. No money, he could buy it as he liked. On this day, the weather was very good, and the pier in Rogue Town was full of boats stopping every day, and then leaving. A small sailing ship is also slowly docked here today. This sailing ship has a white sheep's head in front of it, and those familiar with One Piece know that this ship is the original Straw Hat Gang used for their early voyage. The Golden Melee and the appearance of the Golden Melee means that the Straw Hats have come to Rogue Town to prepare to march into the Great Passage, not long after the Golden Melee docked. Another ship landed. It was a merchant ship, and many people disembarked from the ship after it landed, including a man wearing gray overalls with a video camera around his neck and looking like a reporter. The reporter wears a cap, which looks a lot like a boy, but in fact, her gender is female. After the reporter got off the boat, he twisted his head and looked around, and then couldn't help but grit his teeth. It's really abominable. I didn't expect that. I was one step late, and I actually let the strong man who defeated Along leave. Good big news, just slip away like this. This girl is really unwilling. But fortunately, after many inquiries, I finally knew the news that he came to Rogue Town. Wait for me. I must interview you this time. I must make a big news. Saying that, Daxinkian left from the dock and went looking for the master who defeated Along. The Straw Hat Gang had already arrived in Rogue Town, and at this time, something happened on Wang Fei's side. Ling. Congratulations to the host for triggering the main quest. Mission requirements. 1. The Straw Hats have come to Rogue Town. Please assist the Straw Hats and the gang to successfully enter the Great Passage. In the future, the Straw Hats will be of great help to some aspect of the host internet cafe's plan to rule the world, but only if they have been trained in the Great Passage. 2. Please host the Straw Hat Gang to play a Counter-Strike CS Open with Smog's gang anyway. And take this opportunity to spread the reputation of the Internet Cafe throughout the East China Sea and to the Great Waterway. Mission rewards. 300 computers, 300 virtual reality game helmets. Wang Fei frowned. What? The Straw Hats actually came? That's nice. Every time they show up, they bring me a mission. Okay, I'll go find them. Half an hour later, the people of the Straw Hat Gang are already playing games in Wang Fei's Internet Cafe. Due to the requirements of the mission, if you want to let the Straw Hats and the gang set sail, then Wang Fei must not let the Straw Hats and the gang become addicted to the internet. So, he turned off the computers on the Straw Hats and the internet addiction to mental pollution. I really didn't expect to meet you here. I didn't know until now that your name is Wang Fei. I have to say thank you to you, but I really didn't expect you to open a store. Solon glanced at Wang Fei meaningfully. Wang Fei smiled slightly and did not say anything. He knew that Solon already had some doubts. After all, how much right did a shop owner have to be able to walk around the naval base and bring him food? And it happened to be the day Luffy rescued him. Most of the Navy at the naval base went to the Internet Cafe. At that time, Solon and Luffy passed by the Internet Cafe when they fled. Obviously the Navy saw it, but did not come to pursue this. It's hard not to be suspicious. Although he wanted to ask Wang Fei why, Solon only knew that since the other party was unwilling to say, there must be difficulties for the other party, so Solon only thanked Wang Fei and did not ask anything. It was also because of Wang Fei's original help, so the Straw Hat Gang only sat together in this Internet Cafe today. Otherwise, if you casually block other people's paths on the street like Wang Fei did half an hour ago, and let the other party go with him, then the fool will follow you. Looking at the Straw Hats playing games in their store, Wang Fei couldn't help but admire the magic of the system at the beginning in Shell's Town. The task was to help the Straw Hats themselves, and they could rely on them to advertise in the future, but I didn't expect that it would not be long before they really had to rely on them to help themselves advertise, making the Internet Cafe famous in the East China Sea. What a fate. Wang Fei shook his head with a smile and said, the Straw Hat Gang has already arrived, and then just wait for Smog to come. After Wang Fei crossed, the butterfly effect caused was not small. After receiving Nami, the Straw Hats and the gang had another chance, and were fortunate enough to rescue a fish Terran beauty to replace the original Nami's place, because the fish Ren have a great affinity for the sea, so they were born to be a good navigator. And when Luffy rescued the fish Terran beauty, he also defeated a vicious pirate who did not appear in the original book, and Luffy's bounty rose to 30 million berry like the bounty in Rogue Town in the original book. 30 million berry in the East China Sea is really amazing. I believe that Smog, who received the news, will definitely not sit idly by. Wang Fei smiled confidently. Sure enough, 10 minutes later, Smog came to the Internet Cafe and started without saying a word. Wang Fei snorted softly, came to Smog, who had turned into mist, reached out and patted Smog's shoulder and said, Colonel Smog, please calm down, don't forget the rules. Smog's brow furrowed, and he squinted at Wang Fei's hand on his shoulder, which had turned black, armed color domineering. Smog's heart was shocked. He knew that Wang Fei had some strength, But he didn't expect Wang Fei to even be armed. The shocked Smog quickly calmed down and said, "I'm sorry for the network administrator, I was impulsive." It's okay, it's okay." Wang Fei withdrew his hand and said, "Colonel Smog, come with me to the courtyard and I'll talk to you about something." Inside the yard, Smog was a little annoyed. "What? You say let me have an open tournament with the Straw Hats? If I lose, I will let them go to the Great Passage? Management? Although we have some friendship, this matter is absolutely impossible." Hey, Wang Fei rubbed his hands with a smile and said, "Don't worry, everything is negotiable, so if you agree, no matter if you win or lose the game, I will waive you from the internet fee for 10 years and give you another Chinese cigarette." "I refuse to, I'm not such a person, Sanjo. No more refusal." "Okay, I promise." In the internet cafe, after Smog left, Wang Fei told the Straw Hat Gang about the gambling contract, and the Straw Hat Gang agreed. They had to play, and they could avoid a lot of trouble. Why not do it? Then 2 days from now, it's time for the Open. For the next 2 days, I'm going to train you in Counter-Strike CS. Wang Fei announced seriously. The day passed. The news that the Straw Hats will play the Counter-Strike CS Open with the Smoke Beauty team a day later spreads throughout Rogue Town. Another day passed. Today is the day of the Open. The internet cafe was surrounded by countless onlookers. The Counter-Strike CS Open officially starts today. The listing testimonials of the next chapter. Fox chats with everyone. There are small spoilers. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 055. Today, Rogue Town is arguably the busiest day in many years since Roger's public execution. Today, the famous pirate newcomer in the East China Sea, Monchi D. Luffy and his crew will play an open tournament against Team Smoke. The winner will receive a sponsorship reward of 10 million berry from the owner of the internet cafe Wang Fei. The news had already gained widespread attention when it came out. Of course, the concern here refers to the attention of all the people in Rogue Town. After all, in a town where almost everyone is already addicted to the internet, it is difficult for such an event to go unnoticed. Moreover, the team in today's game is still the Straw Hats Gang, who have recently become famous, and the Smoke Beauty Boy team. There is no need to say more about the Straw Hats. This Smoke Beauty is a little strange. Of course, the so-called strange is not curious who this Smoke Beauty is. A character like Smog is known everywhere he goes in Rogue Town. Who comes to the internet cafe every day who will not know his game ID Smoke Beauty? People are only curious about why they are not called Team Smog but Smoke Beauty Team. Here we have to talk about the conditions that Smog talked with Wang Fei 2 days ago. At that time in the backyard, although Smog agreed to Wang Fei's conditions, Smog also had his own conditions. That is, in any case, Wang Fei could not report Smog's name to the outside world, but only reported his game, Smoke Beautiful Boy. As for the reason, Smog explained to Wang Fei, it's already unruly not to catch the pirates. If it is rumored to play games openly with the pirates, then his position will be gone. Only report the game ID. When the time comes, Laozi can also make an excuse to say that the number was stolen and pushed off, and the gang can't help Laozi. It's a big deal to deduct Laozi's salary for several months, for your Chinese cigarette amount. No, in order to help you with this favor, I have taken a big risk. Do you owe me a personal favor? Wang Fei nodded tearfully. Thank you, you have worked hard, my good brother. Back to the present. Wang Fei and Nami were already busy. But Nami obviously knew that Wang Fei had received the task again, so she seemed very motivated. Finally, after making preparations, Wang Fei stood up, picked up the megaphone worm and said, "First of all, thank you for coming to watch this open tournament. I won't say much about the participating teams, they all understand. What I want to tell you here is that today's internet cafe will not accept any guests, and today's stage will be all left to our participating teams. In addition, today's game will also be live." Saying that, Wang Fei opened the network management light curtain and clicked a few times, and 3 light curtains appeared in the void again. One is a panorama of the game map, and the other 2 are realistic shoots of the Straw Hat side and Smog side. It's just that all the personnel on the Smog side have mosaics on their faces. In this regard, Wang Fei just said that the signal was not good, and he couldn't see his face clearly. Okay, let's talk about the rules of the game. First of all, The game is a total of 5 games, and the system of 5 games is 3 wins. In 5 matches, 3 in demolition mode and 2 in team mode. All equipment in the marketplace can be purchased at will during the match, but it will disappear after the match. Okay, the rules are introduced. Now I announce. The game starts. In the picture, the contestants on both sides are ready, and his characters are beginning to enter one after another. The first is to carry out 3 Blast Ice characters from the Straw Hat side. Enter the map. Luffy character ID, I am One Piece Solon character ID, Silly Hanging Stinky Cookfish Terran Beauty character ID, See My Mother Shangus ID, 3 Blade Flow Monkey Usopp ID, Chicken King Usopp, wait. Network Administrator, my ID is wrong. Wang Fei was embarrassed. You can't change the ID before the end of the game, so you blame the input method. Ha ha ha. There was a burst of laughter from the opposite side of the Navy. Raised the Chicken King. Haha, this ID is really funny. Usopp was furious. Then what are you guys? Announcement, player, Smoke Beauty, admission players, good at intercourse, admission player, Hawaii shooting day, admission player, the whip is not long, enter player Guanbeozhigggggggt. The scene was silent. After a long time, Usopp couldn't help but complain loudly, what are your names? Sorry to laugh at me. The onlookers booed, and even Wang Fei was embarrassed, and the corners of his mouth kept twitching. Cramps. Several navies were puzzled and said that their names were not well thought out idioms from the testosterone stock codex, and they didn't understand why the audience reacted this way. Fortunately, Wang Fei hurriedly came out to play the round, which allowed the game to continue. The game began, and Luffy's side was a 5-man team before entering the Gray Channel, so for the sake of fairness, the Navy's side was also a 5-man team. However, Dusty did not come to the war, and usually Smug lost his job to Dusty when he was lazy to surf the internet. So Dusty didn't have time to go online, let alone play games, and these people were all good gamers selected by Smug. After the draw, the Straw Hat team drew the red lot. Become on the side of terrorists in the first game, carry explosive packs for blasting. As soon as the scene opened, Luffy showed his unique personality, holding a machine gun and rushing to the front. Oh, I see the enemy, Luffy said in surprise without saying a word. Luffy immediately opened fire, tapped A. The bullet was shot at the enemy as small as a black dot in the distance. However, the advantage of a machine gun is that there are more bullets, but accuracy. All understood. Bang, huge gunshots. Luffy was knocked to the ground. Announcement, player, I am One Piece is killed by player, Hawaii shooting day with a sniper rifle headshot. Wang Fei, who was watching the big screen outside the venue, covered his face and smiled bitterly. Sure enough, Luffy is still as nervous as in the original book. Forget it. I also know that his personality is like this, and I don't expect him to perform in the demolition group, as long as the rest of the Straw Hat does what I say. This first game will definitely be won. The next chapter is even more exciting. Filu reminds you, 3 things to read. Collect, Chapter 056. Luffy, are you an idiot? Solon flicked down his headphones and grabbed Luffy's collar and kept shaking. Luffy scratched his head with a smile and said, oops. I didn't expect to die just at the beginning. Didn't you tell you to use a rifle? How did you choose a machine gun? Sanji is also crazy. Alice, I don't think the machine gun clicking sweep is handsome. Luffy grinned. The Straw Hat team covered their faces and smiled bitterly. They also knew the personality of their captain, and they were helpless when they were angry. The game continued, and due to the presence of the opposing sniper, the Straw Hat side was obviously a lot more cautious, moving forward step by step. And every time he passed a building, he had to go in and hide along the way. The Straw Hat battle did not encounter the sniper's sniper again, and it looked as if the sniper immediately changed places after killing Luffy. Solon and Shangus are armed with AK-47s in front of the cover. While the explosive pack is carried by Solon, one corner ahead is the installation point of the explosive pack. Usopp carried the sniper rifle and commanded, quick, as long as the explosive package is installed, and then follow the method taught to us by Big Brother Wang Fei. This round is our win. Got it? Solon and Shangus replied together, no longer hesitating. Shangus rushed out of the corner first with AK-47, checked around, and was about to speak after confirming that no enemy was found, but a voice came from the headset. Fern shout, Nani? What's the situation? Shangus turned around, only to find that a high-explosive grenade had been thrown by Solon and thrown in partially at Shangus's feet. Oh wipe. What are you doing with green algae heads? Shangus was shocked and immediately knocked down the space and jumped back. Boom. Black smoke rises. Shangus looked at the amount of blood he had left, 30, and stood up with a pat on the table. Green algae head, do you want to do something? Solon glanced at it and said lightly, what? You threw a grenade at my feet. Why do you say that? Shangus went crazy. Stinky cook, do you have an opinion about me? I suspect that there is an enemy ambush around that corner. Throw a grenade over to tempt. Who let you run so fast? Louds just has an opinion about you. What's wrong? Shangus rolled up his sleeves. Do you want to fight? Come on. Who is afraid of you? Comma, bang. Inside the headset, a huge gunshot sounds. In the game, the characters of Solon and Shangus, who were fighting because of a fight, fell to the ground. Announcement. Player 3 Blades Flow Monkey is killed by player. Hawaii shooting day with a sniper rifle headshot. Announcement. Player Silly Hanging Stinky Cook is killed by player Descendants shooting Sun with a sniper rifle. In the computer area where the Straw Hats were located, Solon and Shangus stopped arguing and sat silently with Luffy, who had died earlier. Usopp and Nasha, Fishman Woman, opened their mouths in front of the screen, but couldn't say a word. In front of the big screen, Wang Fei wanted to cry without tears. He originally thought that the rest of this team was normal except Luffy, although he knew that Solon and Shangus often quarreled in the original work, but he didn't expect that they would quarrel at this juncture. Missteps, what a misstep. Wang couldn't help shaking his head. Unlike Wang Fei's desire to cry without tears, other viewers were not disappointed at all. They came to want a wonderful game, but not a fan group to cheer when they saw the moment when the Descendants shot the Sun and killed the two. The audience cheered and called this shot beautiful. I rely on. It turns out that this is the power of Krypton Gold props. I don't think my shotgun has that power. Someone said, one shot to kill two people is really 666. Yes, it turns out that it can still be like this. Today I can be regarded as learning. Speaking of network management, can you still kill two people with one shot on the game? An audience member asked. Although Wang Fei was in a bad mood, he also helplessly explained, with the power of a large shotgun, if two enemies are lined up in a straight line, it can indeed kill two people with one shot. Oh, that's so. Wang Fei's explanation made many viewers nod. The audience outside the stadium applauded, but the players in the stadium were helpless. Usopp in front of the computer is already anxious. The enemy has not died a single person. But there are only two left on his side. If the Straw Hat side still wants to win this game, it is estimated that it will be really difficult. What to do? What should I do? Usopp's mind kept turning. Hey, Usopp, Nasha exclaimed. My thinking is this. In the current situation, it is possible to win only if you pick up the explosive pack. The method taught by Brother Wang Fei is only useful if it is placed in front, but at the moment we can't go there. It can only be placed in another place. I'll rush out and pick up the explosive pack and install it. Then you can use the advantage of the sniper rifle to ambush secretly. As long as you hold on until the explosive package explodes, we win. Usopp nodded. Good, I listen to you. Comma, Nasha no longer hesitated, pressed the button and walked out of the corner. Nasha walked out, and the submachine gun in her hand also began to sweep indiscriminately, and at the same time successfully picked up the explosive package while acting as a certain deterrent. It worked. Nasha was secretly happy. She was about to walk back, when suddenly a person jumped out of the corner. Boom, the sound of gunfire after the silencer treatment. Nasha fell to the ground, and at the same time that Nasha fell, Usopp also set up a sniper rifle. The next chapter will be uploaded in 5 minutes. Philu reminds you, 3 things to read. Collect, Chapter 057. Announcement. Player C. My mother is killed with a rifle by player. Good with people. Kindness shots to people. Hey, hey. I knew that you were coming to pick up the explosive pack, and Louds deliberately made it easier to squirt you here. Bang. Another loud gunshot. Announcement. Player, good with people is killed by player Chicken King with a sniper rifle. As the gunshots rang out, before the good and the people could finish pretending, they were shot and killed by Usopp. I won't let Nasabeth die. Since you come out, then I will accept your head, Usopp said proudly. Usopp, you're amazing. Luffy praised loudly forward, and Shangus and Solon looked at Usopp with appreciation. Okay, I don't want to be praised by you at all, Usopp said awkwardly. He maneuvered the character forward and picked up the explosive pack. Previously, when Nasha was killed after picking up the explosive package, the explosive bag happened to fall in front of Usopp. It's good that there is no way to go, Usopp rejoiced, picking up the explosive bag and immediately turning and running towards another placement point. Quick, chase me, Smog ordered in each building. 4 people drilled out and immediately began to hunt down Usopp. HMPH, I won't be caught up by you. With a slight twist in Usopp's hand, the sniper rifle was replaced by a pistol, and his movement speed was obviously much faster after changing to pistol. The chase began, and there was a gunshot behind Usopp, bullets whistling past, splashing countless dust on the ground. However, today I don't know if it was Usopp's lucky day or how, he actually relied on the wind. He steadily dodged countless shots, and when he reached a bomb planting point, his HP was still 56 points. I'm going, this Chicken King is really a god. Yes, one person has withstood the attack of 4 people and has not died yet, and there is no one in this position, the audience outside the venue exclaimed one after another. In the game, Usopp is highly concentrated at the moment, and after a long flight all the way, he finally comes to another bomb planting site, glancing back at the enemy who was in hot pursuit behind him. Usopp was also nervous, and he looked around. Found a good place for security bombs. There are 2 square buildings in this place, just enough to protect me when I plant a bomb, so that I can plant the bomb with peace of mind. After that, Usopp immediately hid in the corner surrounded by the building and began to plant the bomb. A few seconds of sit time. For Usopp 3 Autumn's announcement, the bomb has been planted. Announcement. 45 seconds until the bomb explodes. Now start the countdown. Good. There are still 45 seconds, you must hold on. As long as this game can be won, then the next 2 games rely on the method taught by Wang Fei, and the 3 points of the blasting mode are ours. Usopp gritted his teeth, immediately poked his head out, and fired several shots with his pistol at the pursuing enemy, but unfortunately did not kill anyone, but temporarily forced the enemy to stop. What to do, Colonel? The man on Smog's side asked. The terrain in the game at this time is such that there is a high ramp on the way to the bomb planting point, and this ramp is the way to go at this time. Usopp was above the ramp, with building cover, while the naval side was using the cover of the wall below the ramp. It can be said that as soon as they appear, the 2 sides will start exchanging fire. It stands to reason that at this time the naval side is still very dominant. After all, there are many people. But the Straw Hat side has already planted bombs. The navies can't afford to spend these tens of seconds. Smog fell into deep thought. A few seconds later he ordered, everyone, take out the flash grenade and throw it up. Throw it and rush me up immediately. Good. Throw. Usopp was particularly apprehensive at this time, and he was under great pressure at this time. I poked my head out again, but I didn't find that the Navy had plans to charge just then. Usopp was horrified to find that 4 flash grenades had been thrown up. These 4 flash grenades were thrown extremely cleverly, throwing at different heights, and exploded in 4 different directions, so that Usopp could not avoid it at all. By the time Usopp found out something was wrong, it was already night, and his screen had turned white. Rush me, Smog shouted. 4 men took advantage of Usopp's blinding and charged at the bomb planting site. Suddenly, there was a burst of gunfire in Usopp's earphones. When the screen returns to normal again, Usopp finds his character already lying on the ground. Announcement, player Chicken King is killed by player Smoke Beauty with a rifle. It's over. Usopp frustrated. Now we can only pray that the bomb will explode before it is removed. The bomb is defusal. Smog looked at the text displayed on the screen and was temporarily relieved. There are 10 minutes left until the bomb explodes. 9, 8, 7. The announcement is constantly counting down, and everyone's hearts, including Wang Fei, have also mentioned the throat eye. There are still 3 minutes left before the bomb explodes too. The bomb has been successfully defused. In this game, Counter-Strike wins. The result of the game finally came to an end, and the naval side and the audience erupted into loud cheers, while the Straw Hat side was slightly demoralized. Wang Fei returned to the internet cafe immediately after announcing the results of the game. The next chapter will be uploaded in 5 minutes. To see the ununderlined version of the novel, please download Philo Chapter 058. At this time, Wang Fei was constantly walking back and forth in front of the Straw Hats gang, doing their ideological education. I said, you guys, Luffy, first of all, you, as the captain, also take the lead willfully, and in the next few rounds, the captain is Usopp. You are not allowed to be willful anymore. And Sol and Shangus, the game is like a battlefield. What do you have to fight when the battle is over and then quarrel? Don't lose your mind on the battlefield, okay? After complaining, Wang Fei's face softened slightly, and he continued, the next 2 battles must not be lost. According to the plan I specified for you, the next 2 demolition matches must all be won. You can't have a single error in executing your plan, got it? Understood. Brother Wang Fei. Good. Then start implementing the game bug plan. These 2 games will be won by bugs. Wang Fei clapped his hands in encouragement. Popular science, bug equals vulnerability, game bug equals game vulnerability. The picture was shown again on the big screen outside the stadium, and it was clear that the 2 teams were ready for a second match. Wang Fei stared closely at the big screen. His eyes were very sharp. For the Straw Hats to win or lose the game, he is the one who cares the most about the scene. Demolition mode is the easiest game for the Straw Hats to score, and they have to win at least 2 of these 3 games. Wang Fei's brows furrowed indeed. Wang Fei was right to think about things. The Straw Hats had only been in contact with the game for 2 days, and they could not compare with Smug in terms of proficiency and cooperation, so Wang Fei had a bug plan for them, which could only be used twice, and it must also be used in blasting mode. Wang Fei shook his head. I remember that in the original book, Luffy managed to escape from Rogue Town and set off to the Great Channel with the help of his father, Revolutionary Dragon. But because of my crossing, it is estimated that the dragon should not come, otherwise the system will not ask me to help them escape. Whether to swagger out of Rogue Town or escape from Rogue Town after a hard fight depends on whether you can win in the game. Both teams are ready. In the opening game, Usopp told his teammates 1,000 instructions. Hey, Shangus, Solon. You two must remember not to quarrel. Luffy, you buy the rifle, aim and shoot again, don't hand over the head after the bullet. Okay, let's start fighting according to the method taught us by Brother Wang Fei. The battle begins, and the game is played by the seaside as a terrorist and Straw Hat as a counter-striker on the naval side. This time it happened to be Smog carrying the explosive pack. You guys cover me. As long as the medicine pack is installed, we can win half of this battle. Don't worry about anything else. Everyone rushed to the explosive planting point with all their strength. After giving orders to the other teammates, Smog quickly rushed to the explosive planting point under the cover of his teammates, on the Straw Hats. This time all of their teams changed their fighting style, all with body armor, helmets and rifles, and no one used sniper rifles or machine guns, which would seriously slow down the speed. Rush. Be sure to reach the key junction of the bomb planting point before you get in front of the enemy. Usopp commanded loudly. Everyone in the Straw Hat team rushed as soon as they received the order. On the map of this game, terrorists have to pass through a fork in the road no matter which location they want to reach, and Counter-Strike only needs to guard at the fork in the road to directly engage the terrorists. A minute later, the 2 sides met at a fork in the road. There is no doubt that the 2 sides are in a direct exchange of fire. Gunfire rang out, and the terrain of the road was very simple, and there were no buildings to hide. The descendants of Shooting Sun were heated by the Straw Hat team due to their limelight in the previous game. As soon as he appeared, more than a dozen bullets swept towards him. Announcement: Player Hawaii Shooting Day is killed by player Stupid Hanging Stinky Cook with a rifle. I'm going. Are the Straw Hats gang crazy? This time it turned out to be a rifle. Come up as fire suppression. Smog exclaimed darkly. Smog, who was covered behind his teammates, was not harmed for the time being, and he fired several shots at the enemy with the help of his teammates' cover with the AK-47. Announcement: Player Chicken King is killed by player Smoke Beauty with a rifle. The fighting continued, and after a short exchange, casualties began to appear on both sides. Announcement: Player Good Sex with People is killed by player I Am One Piece with a rifle. Announcement: Player I Am One Piece is killed by player Guanbao no Jiao with a submachine gun. Announcement: Player The Sea My Mother is killed by the player Whip Commander with a rifle. Announcement: Player Guanbao no Jiao is killed by the player Stupid Hanging Stinky Cook with a rifle. Announcement: Player Whip Commander is killed by player Stupid Hanging Stinky Cook with a rifle. A series of systematic announcements continued to emerge, and there was a direct exchange of fire face to face. And the speed of death and injury on both sides was unbelievably fast. Tap. Smog's mouse clicked and fired several shots to kill Solon, who had only 10 drops of blood left. Finally, only Smog, who was carrying an explosive bag, was left on the pirate's side, and he looked around, but did not find Shangus. Strange. What about people? Smog wondered. Forget it. Put the bomb on first. Just be careful. Smog no longer hesitated to steer the character towards the bomb planting site. The next chapter will be uploaded in an hour and a half, so please be patient. To see the ununderlined version of the novel, please download Filu Chapter 059. In the game, Smog turned back step by step, and he did not dare to be careless in the situation of one vote one match. Walking through the half-open door in front is the bomb planting point. There must be an ambush inside, Smog said darkly, stepping into the half-open wooden door. Smog stood in the doorway to take a closer look, but still found no enemy figure. Strange, or nobody? Forget it, hurry up and plant a bomb, then he will definitely come to defuse the bomb. Smog manipulated the character to move forward, but when he took another step, he found that his character was walking a little slower. Unfortunately, Smog, who was eager to install the bomb, directly ignored this anomaly and ran directly to the range where the bomb was placed. Smog didn't know it, but the reaction of the audience outside the stadium exploded. Groove. How is there a man standing on the shoulders of the smoky beautiful man? Groove. It's the three-knife monkey of the Straw Hat team. Did this smoky beauty notice that there was a person standing above him? I rely on. How the hell is this done? There was an uproar outside the venue, and the audience was noisy. They only saw that the moment the smoke beauty entered the door, the three-knife flow monkey suddenly fell on the head of the smoke beautiful man. Then, the movement speed of the smoke beauty began to slow down, but the magic thing is that the smoke beauty carefully looked around, but did not look up at the top of his head, let alone find that a person had stood on his head every step forward of the smoke beauty. The three-knife monkey who stepped on his shoulder will also step on the head of the smoke beauty and move forward, a situation that the audience has never seen before. Network administrator. How the hell is this done? Finally someone couldn't help but ask. Wang Fei smiled, obviously satisfied with Shengus's behavior. He explained to the audience, according to my speculation, he must have done this. First of all, the people of the Straw Hat team had already expected that the people of the Smoke Beauty team would go to this bomb planting site to plant the explosive pack. Then, the Straw Hat team used rifles, all four of them, to suppress the fire, buying the three-knife monkey time to get behind the door before the enemy spotted, and the three-knife flow monkey should have used the two square buildings of different heights behind the door to jump on the half-open door after entering the door, and jumped from the door to Smog's shoulder the moment the Smoke Beauty entered the door. After Wang Fei's explanation, this revealed such an expression, but network administrator, this is a bit anti-human, right? Wang Fei waved his hand and said, after all, it's normal to have some small differences from reality. When the three-knife flow monkey jumped on the Smoke Beautiful man, the Smoke Beautiful man movement speed slowed down significantly, and he could detect the enemy as soon as he looked up, which was his own carelessness, and no one could be blamed. Moreover, there are too many coincidences required to achieve this step. First of all, you must kill the other party until only one person remains, otherwise you will also be discovered by the other party's companions, and the time of the jump must also be very accurate. 1 second faster or 1 second slower will appear a very embarrassing scene. The audience nodded, and they also agreed with Wang Fei's explanation. In the game, Smog moves a third slower and remains unaware of the person above him. Now he just wants to quickly plant a bomb, and then as long as he holds it firmly for 45 seconds, the battle will be over and the victory will be theirs. Take out the explosive pack, press the button and start the installation. Bombs are being installed. Announcement. The bomb has been installed. Announcement. Bomb explosion time remaining 45. 44. 43. Smog looked at the game announcement, and a triumphant smile already appeared on his mouth. After looking around and still not finding the enemy, he understood that half of the victory now belonged to him. At this time, I saw that a silver pistol appeared in the three-knife flow monkey on Smog's head and was about to shoot, but he hesitated, and then, with a spin in his hand, a small knife appeared in his hand. The three-knife flow monkey squatted and stabbed the Smoke Beautiful man in the head 3 times. Smog heard the sound of knives entering the flesh in the headset and couldn't figure out what was going on, and frantically stroked the mouse to manipulate the character to spin around in place a few times. Poof! Burst! Burst! A Smoky Beautiful man fell to the ground. Announcement. Player Tobacco Beauty is killed by player Three-Knife Flow Monkey with a dagger headshot. The player Smoke Beauty shouted, ? After killing the Smoke Beauty, the Three Blades Monkey also fell to the ground, and there were more than 20 seconds left, which was enough time for Shengus to dismantle the bomb. Press the button, and the Three-Knife Flow Monkey crouches down and immediately begins to defuse the bomb. Defusing bombs. This time, the announcement of the system will no longer bring any tension, and there is only one Three-Knife Monkey left in the entire map, and victory is already doomed. The bomb has been successfully defused. Counter-Strike wins. Congratulations to Team Straw Hat for getting a point. Now the score of the two teams is 1-1. Wang Fei announced the result loudly from the sidelines. Then the next game will continue in 10 minutes, and these 10 minutes for the teams to adjust their tactical arrangements. After that, Wang Fei also returned to the internet cafe and emphasized a method of how to get stuck in the next game to the Straw Hats again. The 5 in the morning is more finished, and the remaining 5 are started again in the morning. The fox got up yesterday after sleeping for a few hours, and drank 3 cans of Red Bull but really couldn't hold on. 10 even means that there will be 10 more in 0 hours 16:23:59. Then the fox really can't hold on. Go to rest, everyone be safe. P.S. This paragraph is not included in the number of words charged, please rest assured. To see the ununderlined version of the novel, please download Philo Chapter 060. In the internet cafe, Wang Fei is giving final battle guidance to the Straw Hat team. Very good, the battle just won very beautifully, and your cooperation is very good, Shangjus. You also have a very good timing. Wang Fei did not hesitate to praise the Straw Hats and the gang, and praised several people triumphantly. Okay, then here's the plan for the next game. Wang Fei coughed lightly twice and said, do you remember the plan I taught you last time? Remember, the Straw Hat all replied, good. Remember, move fast. Just load the bomb according to the plan, and then even if you are all killed, you will be fine, understand? Understood, good. Go ahead. This game must be won. Wang Fei walked out of the internet cafe and the picture finally appeared on the big screen at this time. The teams of both sides are also ready, and the battle is about to begin. The Navy side looked solemn. It was Smog, who learned how he hung up after the game. This made him deeply ashamed, and his face has been livid since the end of the game. All the personnel changed into rifles, brought body armor and helmets. This time must not be careless, as long as you meet them. It is the front anus, Smog ordered through gritted teeth. Yes. Top dog. The game screen shows that the Smoke Boy team, this time, seems to be ready to fight the enemy head-on, and everyone has purchased body armor and bulletproof helmets. It seems that they changed into hard-to-beat equipment and planned to fight head-on with the Straw Hats gang, but it's a pity. Wang Fei showed a meaningful smile. Straw Hat team here, quick. All the personnel quickly purchase equipment, according to the direction of Wang Fei's teaching. Immediately rush to the bomb placement point in Area B. Boom, in 2 seconds. The Straw Hat team purchased equipment and immediately rushed towards their destination. Sharp-eyed people will find that on the Straw Hat side, the equipment purchased this time has only 1 light submachine gun per person, and nothing else. Body armor, helmets, bombs, etc. have not been bought. Thus, not only did the purchase of a loading room be saved, but they had 5 seconds more departure time than the naval side. It also brings a greater boost to their movement speed. The Navy side originally thought that this time the pirate side also planned to fight head-on to get tricky, so it took a lot of time to buy equipment, coupled with this slow movement speed and stopping from time to time to observe whether there was an enemy ambush on the road, so the marching speed was far behind the Straw Hat side. On the other hand, on the side of the Straw Hat, the target pointed directly at the bomb planting point, and there was not a trace of mud and water on the road when Smog arrived with his men. He found that the Straw Hats were already guarding the door of the bomb planting site. Smog's brows frowned after a rough sweep. There are only 4 people blocking it, and there is another person who is playing with any ideas inside. I'm not going to be that stupid this time. Kill. Smog gave an order. The 2 sides had just met, and they immediately exchanged fire. I don't know if the person Hawaii shooting day is really too annoying to the Straw Hats gang. This time the Straw Hats and the people of the 4 shots aimed at him again. After a round of strafing fire, Descendants shooting son was directly killed before they could fire a shot. Announcement: Player Hawaii shooting day is killed by player See my mother with a submachine gun. After that, casualties reappeared. The Straw Hats gave up the output because of speed, and their own equipment superiority was no match for the Navy side. And when they shot the Hawaii shooting day, they ignored other navies, and after a round of confrontation, the Straw Hats directly died. 3. Announcement: Player 3 Blade Flow Monkey is killed by the player Whip is beyond reach with a rifle. Announcement: Player the See My Mother is killed by the player Smoke Beauty with a rifle. Announcement: Player Silly Hanging Stinky Cook is killed by player Smoke Beauty with a rifle. Now only Luffy is guarding the door. Smog glanced at the half-open door behind Luffy, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. Raise the gun. Pull the trigger. Announcement: Player I Am One Piece is killed by player Smoke Beauty with a rifle. The next second after Luffy's character died, the system issued another announcement. Announcement: The bomb has been planted. 45 minutes left until the bomb exploded. Time: 44:43. In front of the screen, Smog showed a sneer. Come on, Don't tell me that 4 people can't beat him this time. Yes, the remaining 4 members of the Smoke Beauty team all rushed into the half-open door, and Smog subconsciously looked at whether there was anyone hiding on the door before entering. Smog was stunned, and he saw the Chicken King on the Straw Hat side standing in place, stunned after installing the bomb after seeing Smog and the others come in. The Chicken King rushed towards Smog without saying a word, carrying a baseball bat. This man is stupid. Forced, even with sticks to our people with guns. Smog in front of the screen couldn't help but laugh, and then switched to the Desert Eagle pistol, pressed the mouse, and with 2 gunshots, the Chicken King who was rushing forward was knocked to the ground. Announcement: Player Chicken King is killed by player Smoke Beauty with a pistol. Okay, hurry up and defuse the bomb, Smog commanded. And 4, Filu reminds you, 3 things to read. Collect, Chapter 061. Quick. Go up and defuse the bomb right away. They are all dead. As long as we remove the bomb we win. As soon as Smog gave the order, he took the lead and rushed inside. HMPH. There are still more than 30 seconds left, which is enough time for us to defuse the bomb. Smog said proudly, I really don't know what brains this group of pirates have, so easily destroyed by the group. Announcement: Bomb explosion time remains 33. 32. Smog in front of the screen looked happy, and he led a few of his subordinates to look for the location of the bomb in the map. Yo. It's really hard to find. No wonder these thieves came to die so relieved. But this is not difficult for me, Smog. Announcement: 27 days left until the bomb exploded. 26. This. What about bombs? Smog took his men around the map twice, but he couldn't find the location of the bomb. Impossible. I can obviously still hear the sound of bombs. Why can't I find it? Smog said, anxiously recalling the posture of sending the Straw Hat to death just now. He was a little panicked. Boss, got it. The bomb is here. At this time, Smog heard the shouts of his men. Oh, great, quickly dismantle it. Smog hurriedly ordered. Nope, no. Boss, the situation is a little abnormal. This bomb can't be removed. Go Nima. How can it not be dismantled? Smog cursed. I'll take a look. This. What is this? When Smog arrived and saw the situation in front of him, he couldn't help but curse. Here's the situation at this point. The bomb was indeed installed here as his subordinates said, but the place where it was installed was somewhat ingenious. In front of me, there are 2 square buildings, which form a 90-degree corner in which the bomb is placed. Originally, there was nothing. Even if the bomb was installed in this corner, it did not prevent Counter-Strike from removing it, but it was just covered with a gasoline barrel on top of the bomb. The petrol head was perfectly stuck in a 90-degree corner, and no matter what Smog and his gang could do, they couldn't remove it, and it is precisely because of the existence of this gasoline barrel that Smog could not defuse the bomb, and when he approached, he pressed the bomb defusal button without any reply. Smog and the others were like ants on a hot pot, jumping around the building, but there was nothing they could do. Announcement: There are still 10 minutes left before the bomb explodes. 9, 8, boss, what to do? What? You ask me, I ask who? Smog scolded angrily, exclamation mark. It must be that network administrator, it must be the network management who taught them to use such obscene means. Smog was furious. Boom, a huge explosion sounded. Player Whip out of reach killed by a bomb. Player Good with people was killed by a bomb. Player Guanbeo no G was killed by a bomb. Player Smoke Beauty killed by a bomb. Announcement: The bomb has successfully blown up the target. Announcement: Terrorists win. Inside the internet cafe, something punched the computer desk, and I couldn't say a word for a long time. This competition is one for Team Straw Hats. Team Straw Hats scored 1 more point. Now the score is 2-1. Team Straw Hats leads. Wang Fei shouted and loudly announced the results to the audience. Only this time there were no spectators cheering, and they felt a little puzzled by the game. Network administrator, what's going on? Isn't this cheating? Finally, there were doubts from the audience. Yes, how can this knock the bomb under the gasoline drum? Echoed the audience. In the audience, Wang Fei stopped his hand, signaled the crowd to be quiet, and then spoke. First, let's see how the Chicken King contestants put bombs under gasoline barrels, and then evaluate whether they are cheating. The light curtain was distorted for a while, and a new picture appeared. It was the scene where Usopp went to load the bomb. At this moment, the Straw Hat Pirates quickly occupied the bomb placement point with their speed advantage, and let Usopp go alone to install the bomb. and the other 4 people guarded the entrance. The 4 men at the gate were killed after Usopp gained a certain amount of time, and Usopp succeeded in planting a bomb in that 90-degree corner. At this time, there were no gasoline barrels in the corner, and this gasoline barrel that hindered the victory of Smug and the others was now not far from Usopp. I saw that after installing the bomb, Usopp ran a few steps to the gasoline barrel and took out the pistol. After calculating the angle, Usopp fired a shot at the gasoline drum, which was thrown out after being shot, and miraculously fell into the 90-degree corner. Originally, it was reasonable to say that Smug could shoot the gasoline barrel out with just one more shot at the other side of the gasoline barrel. But the 2 buildings were one end higher than the gasoline barrel, surrounding the 3 sides of the gasoline barrel, and Smug had no way to start. He could only watch the bomb explode and lose the game. Well, everyone has seen how the Chicken King planted bombs under gasoline barrels. He exploited some small in-game bugs, but it did not affect the fairness of the game. They're just good at spotting and good at exploiting. Wang Fei explained. Moreover, he can use it, and others can also use it, right? They just have more eyes than others that are good at discovery. So this game, the victory belongs to them. Do you have any opinions? No. After understanding the cause of the matter and Wang Fei's flickering, the audience burst into huge applause. There are 3 more chapters. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 062. In the internet cafe, Wang Fei first praised the Straw Hats and the gang, and then began to explain the team battle. You have already won 2 games, then you will work hard for the next 2 team battles. As long as you get 1 more point, you will win this game, Wang Fei instructed seriously. Team battle mode. There is nothing tricky this time. Don't look at the original 2 games. Straw Hats seem to win very simple, but this is no coincidence. After Wang Fei took over the task 2 days ago, he began to arrange the game, originally planning to arrange 3 demolition matches, but Nahazmog and others said that the team battle mode is their home field, and they must have a team battle before they will participate helplessly. Wang Fei formulated 5 games. 3 games can use the bug blasting mode, 2 team battle mode that has no advantage against the Straw Hats gang. In order to win these 2 blasting modes, the Straw Hats practiced for 2 days to use these bugs intact, so the victory is not a coincidence. And the bugs are not so useful. You guys have to come on. There are no bugs in this team battle, but I will try to choose a map that is more favorable to you, Wang Fei explained and walked out of the internet cafe. The battle began 10 minutes later, and after losing 2 games in a row, the morale of the Smug side was somewhat low, because they did not know what other new tricks the enemy had. Hey! Don't hang your head, cheer up and play. We haven't lost yet. Smug shouted to his subordinates. Both opponents enter and the battle begins. After purchasing equipment, the Straw Hat side is the terrorists, the Navy side is the counter-strike. At the beginning of the match, Smug and the others looked for the enemy together, and they were not so bold after losing 2 games in a row. The terrain of this map is more complicated. It is a large supermarket, divided into 2 floors, and there is an elevator closer to the terrorists, and this elevator is exactly what Wang Fei prepared for the Straw Hat and others at this moment. The Straw Hat gang is going to the elevator non-stop, according to Wang Fei, as long as they enter the elevator. It is quite safe. The door of this elevator will open and close regularly. As long as the elevator door is closed, the bullets outside cannot come in. Of course, the bullets inside cannot be fired. It can be said that as long as it is used well. Which side occupies the elevator in this game is basically winning. Since the base camp of the terrorist side in the elevator was relatively close, the Straw Hats quickly occupied the elevator. When Smug's side arrived, it was discovered that the enemy had a time turtle shell to protect. Moreover, the elevator also rose to the 2nd floor, and at this moment Smug's group was all on the 1st floor, and the terrain advantage was suddenly gone. Smug and his gang, except for Descendant's shooting sun, everyone else has rifles, but the rifles hit the ceiling and railings from high and low places, and the only thing they can rely on is the sniper rifle of Descendant's shooting sun. On the other hand, the Straw Hats gang, all 5 people are sniper rifles. Due to the terrain, this battle took a lot of time. Soon 15 minutes passed, and every time the elevator door opened, there was a burst of gunshots. Announcement: Player 3 Blade Flow Monkey is killed by Player Descendant shooting sun with a sniper rifle. The first to die turned out to be the people on the side of the Straw Hats. The elevator doors open for the 3rd time. Bang! Announcement. Player descendant's shooting son is killed by player. I am One Piece with a sniper rifle. I managed to get the head. Whoa, whoa. In front of the screen, Luffy shed tears of emotion. The fifth elevator door opens. Bang. Announcement. Player Smoke Beauty is killed by player. Silly hanging Stinky Cook with a sniper rifle. When the elevator door opened for the sixth time, the remaining 3 people with rifles on the Navy side finally couldn't help it, grabbed the grenade and threw it up, but unfortunately 2 of them were thrown off, and only one managed to throw into the elevator, and after a grenade explosion, the people on the Straw Hat side had less than 40 horsepower left. The elevator door opened again, and at this time there were no grenades on the naval side. And the people from the Straw Hat side took the opportunity to kill 2 people. Announcement. Player Guanbao no Jiao is killed by the player Chicken King with a sniper rifle. Announcement. Player Whip Beyond is killed by player See My Mother with a sniper rifle, at the last critical moment of the game. At this moment, the only surviving good in human relations on the naval side was already panicked. It seems this game is going to lose. How can I be alone with the 4 of them? The elevator door opened again, but good with people didn't know where to hide, and the 4 of Straw Hat kept looking for it, but they didn't see it until the elevator door was about to close. Seeing that the elevator doors are about to close, this time, Fern shout. The sudden sound in the headset startled several people in the Straw Hats gang. I saw Luffy behind a few people at this moment, took out a grenade and threw it out, and shouted, "He's hiding in that corner, I found out." Pity. Boom. The final slit of the elevator door. The gap closed, and the grenade smashed on the elevator door and bounced to the feet of the Straw Hat gang inside the elevator. Boom. Announcement. Player Silly Hanging Stinky Cook is killed by player I Am One Piece with a grenade. Announcement. Player Chicken King is killed by player I Am One Piece with a grenade. Announcement. Player See My Mother is killed by player I Am One Piece with a grenade. Announcement. Player I Am One Piece dies by suicide. Announcement. This tournament Counter-Strike wins. The players good with people shouts. There are 2 more chapters though. Chapter 063. Inside the internet cafe. Wang Fei stood in front of the Straw Hat gang for a long time and couldn't say a word. 1 grenade killed the whole regiment, and the victory that should have been won was thus given to the enemy. The last big string of good intercourse? It's a slap in the face, Luffy. I originally thought you were just nervous, but I didn't expect you to be really stupid, said Nasha helplessly. Luffy was beaten all over his face by his companion, and said in a whimperous manner, "Yes. Sorry, I saw him hiding in that corner, before they threw grenades and threw them so happily. Then I didn't hold back and thought that it was a waste to keep it, so I lost it." Wang Fei, who hadn't spoken for a long time, shook his head. "Forget it. I won't say anything more. In the next game, you still occupy the elevator door according to the original method. Whether you can win or not depends on the will of God." After speaking, Wang Fei walked out directly without further words. Alice. How could the original book have such a headache protagonist? Whatever, if it really can't work, I can only personally block Smog and let them set off on the Great Passage. Compared to the sadness of the Straw Hat team, Smog's side laughed into a flower. Ho ha ho ha. It's just laughing to death. Good job, good job. Oh no, no, no. I didn't do anything, Smog. Alice, today Loudza is happy. Whether you do it or not, Loudza will do it for you. Reward you with half a pound of sweet potato roast. Thank you, boss, but how can there be such an idiot? No, no, no. This is a god-level assist. A grenade killed 4 of his own people. This can be remembered in history. Ha ha ha. No, you make me laugh a little longer. After a 10-minute break, the game began again, this time the last and the one that decided the real victory. Okay guys, it's finally the last game of the day. The current score between the 2 sides is 2-2, that is, whoever wins this game today is the winner. Wang Fei shouted in front of the audience. Alright. Now the game begins. Oh, thousands of players burst into cheers. The game officially begins, and the 2 sides officially start the game. Members of both teams appeared on the big screen on the Straw Hat side. They are finally connected to the game. However, the game had only just begun, and neither side had time to buy equipment. Only listen to a snort of pain from the headphones. Luffy's horn fell to the ground. 3 Knife Flow Monkey, Chicken King, the See My Mother, Silly Smelly Cook. Announcement. Player I Am One Piece died immediately at the beginning of the game due to malicious killing of teammates in the last game, and could not participate in the game. Good sex with people. It's you again. Thank you. Guanbao's Hiji. Ha ha ha. Laughed at to death. The whip commander was beyond reach. Our spy. You have worked hard. Outside, all the spectators fell silent, erupting into a tsunami of laughter. A few seconds later, Wang Fei is also full of black lines, but he is helpless. The king of chicken shouted, "This is not fair. They gave them heads in the last game, and this time we have one less person." I asked the game to start again. Three Knife Monkey, I don't think it's a good thing to have Luffy around. Chicken King, no, this, Smoky Beauty, enough, don't say it, don't you want a chance? Okay. You'll find someone to take the place of the Straw Hat Smoky Beauty. Besides, the previous game was rematched. I don't need a handout victory. However, I have the conditions, and the person who replaces the Straw Hat can only be the person I designate. Smoky Beauty, Network Administrator, you don't want to come up and try it? Don't you have a lot of ideas? Come on, win or lose, fight me twice. Outside the field, Wang Fei's finger pressed on the light screen to connect the voice in the game. It's rare. Are you sure you want me to play 2 games with you? That's right, seeing that you have so many ghost ideas, I really want to see how skilled your internet cafe owner is, Smog replied. Yes, Wang Fei left the venue and returned to the internet cafe. 3 minutes later, announcement, player I want to pretend into the game, I'm coming. Wang Fei's voice sounded outside the field and inside the game. Don't worry, you still need to play some small tricks to deal with you. The rest of the Straw Hat team doesn't have to shoot. I alone is enough. Dear audience, please take a good look at how the network administrator plays. Watch and learn. Okay, Smoke Beauty, your opponent is me, as long as you can kill me. This battle is yours to win. With a big breath, in the game, Wang Fei quickly clicked on the mall and purchased a sniper rifle and a baseball bat. What a nostalgia. I haven't touched the game since I crossed over. Let's show them a wave today. After buying the gun, Wang Fei directly took the sniper rifle and began to charge, looking for the enemy's figure everywhere off-site. Will this network administrator play in the end? Yes. Shouldn't snipers always find a hidden place to hide? How can this network administrator carry a sniper rifle to charge? This is the first time I have seen it. I originally planned to finish writing before 12 o'clock, but I didn't expect my girlfriend to suddenly arrive, and spent more than 2 hours accompanying her to supper. Alice, when I was sick a few days ago and took leave to suspend the update, she also took leave from the factory to accompany me for 2 days. I should accompany her no matter what I say. Sorry guys, but the good 10 will definitely not be less. I will sleep after writing. Philu reminds you, 3 things to read. Collect, Chapter 064. It's a little late. Sorry guys, the next chapter will finish soon, and I will start 5 more after waking up during the day. The Ragatown Counter-Strike CS Open has come to an end. More than 7,000 people came to watch this time, and these 7,000 internet addicts saw a miracle today. This is the first player in the Pirate Online world to charge with a sniper rifle, and the first player to be revered as a sniper god by shootout game players. He is Network Creation God, Wang Fei. This paragraph is the evaluation of Wang Fei by future shootout game players. In the game, Wang Fei carries a sniper rifle under the spotlight. Wander around looking for traces of the enemy in the internet cafe. The Straw Hat and his group had all gathered behind Wang Fei to watch how he operated the game. Wang Fei had already integrated himself into the game at this time. His eyes were like eagles, staring at the screen and constantly scanning back and forth. Suddenly, bang! Wang Fei suddenly set up a gun and shot at a certain place. The huge gunshots shocked the audience. Announcement, player whip commander is killed by the player. I want to pretend to be killed with a sniper rifle. Wow, the scene was in an uproar, and one had already died just at the beginning. Previously, because Wang had to play, he adjusted the lens of the square to the first perspective of his character. Many people didn't even know before Wang Fei shot, and even after the shot, they were inexplicable, and only after knowing that the announcement appeared did they understand that there was really an enemy. Oh my god. This network management is really powerful. Yes, it is indeed very strong. Is his eye a magnifying glass? I didn't even see that there was someone there. He had already shot first. That's not right. It was only after he shot that he appeared, and I remember that a moment after he shot, the man also appeared just out of the corner and was just hit. The audience at the scene was full of discussions, and some people even wondered if Wang Fei was cheating. Enough. Wang Fei's voice came out. Just because you can't do it doesn't mean I can't do it. I can tell you how I spotted him and shot him before he came out of the corner. First of all, I wonder if you have noticed that the characters in this game actually have shadows. Shadow? You mean you saw a shadow appear on the ground, and an enemy would appear and shoot at this moment? Some spectators outside the venue guessed it. That's right, groove, 6666. At such a distance, judging the enemy's movements through the shadow and deciding to shoot in an instant. This look, this judgment. Terrible. In the game, Wang Fei is still charging with a submachine gun, when he passes a corner, and just around the corner collides with good and human-like. It stands to reason that Wang Fei, who uses a sniper rifle, cannot have done good intercourse with a rifle at close range. After all, sniping also has to open the camera to aim. Good friendship also discovered this problem, and he rushed in, undoubtedly immediately firing at Wang Fei with a rifle in his hand. Between life and death, Wang Fei immediately jumped sideways to reduce the possibility of being hit by enemy bullets. Bang! Another huge gunshot. Good with others fell to the ground. Announcement. Player good with people was killed by the player. I want to pretend to be killed with a sniper rifle. Boom! An outburst of exclamations erupted from outside the stadium. This he. Mom, too. All hanged. You don't even need to open the scope. You will directly kill the opposite side. This is really sick. You can kill people without even opening the scope. And not all sniper rifles can be used as pistols. It's called blind snipe. Wang Fei's voice came out. After the player is skilled in using a sniper rifle to rot, he can vaguely sense the trajectory of the trajectory by his senses, and he can kill people without a scope. This style of play is suitable for close combat, but because the scope is not open, the accuracy is reduced, and you often miss people. 666. The network management is really hidden. Another battlefield. Wang Fei faced two opponents this time. One was Whip Chief and the other was Smoke Beautiful Man. Smog used a sniper rifle this time, which was more dangerous. So Wang Fei's first ready to fight was him. At this time, Wang Fei followed a building to hide his location, and Smog and the others obviously had not yet discovered Wang Fei's appearance. When he was ready, Wang Fei instantly jumped out of the building, pointing his gun at Smog. Bang! After firing a shot, Wang Fei didn't look at the result, and the sniper rifle in his hand quickly switched to a baseball bat, and then switched back to the sniper rifle to shoot a shot. Announcement. Player Smoke Beauty is killed by the player. I want to pretend to be killed with a sniper rifle. Announcement. Player Guanbao no Jiao was killed by the player. I want to pretend to be killed with a sniper rifle. Off. Sight. All the audience grew their mouths in shock. This. 6666. After shooting and killing Smog, the sniper rifle will change back to the field of view of the scope, and the scope cannot see wide enough, so he immediately switches to a baseball bat, and after seeing the enemy's position, he cuts back to the sniper rifle in an instant. At this time, the sniper rifle that was cut back was dropping the cartridge case, so it would automatically enter the scope mode when it switched back, and the network administrator only needed to attack according to the enemy's position. Horrible. I really learned. But I didn't expect that this network administrator didn't play it, and it was amazing to play. Filu reminds you, 3 things to read. Collect, Chapter 065. Ragotown Counter-Strike CS Open, at which point the game has come to an end. With Wang Fei's last gunshot, the game is officially over. Announcement. Player Smoke Beauty is killed by the player. I want to pretend with a sniper rifle. Announcement. A terrorist wins this game. Outside the field, a huge cheer swept like a wave. The expressions of the audience at this time were excited, because today Wang Fei let them know that the original game can still be played like this. Whether it is a sniper or blind sniper, it is a person of this world who rushed and never seen it. After a few games, each of them was very exciting, making the audience shout that it was worth the trip. In the internet cafe, Straw Hat, Smog, Wang Fei and others stood together. Well, as agreed. I lost, Smog said solemnly. But today I kind of opened my eyes. I didn't expect the game to be played like this. You're a great administrator. Wang Fei stopped. It's nothing, as long as you practice diligently, you can too. After that, Wang Fei threw a few cigarettes to Smog and said, "Nah, this is the previous appointment." Smog took the cigarette and smiled contentedly. As long as there is a cigarette, everything is good to say. After taking the cigarette, Smog clearly didn't want to stay here, waved his hand and left. It was getting dark, and after Wang Fei had feasted the Straw Hats and the gang, he gave them another 10 million berry. This 10 million berry is the prize money declared to be the winner of the competition, but in fact, the result is that Wang Fei wants the Straw Hats and the gang anyway. After all, it has already given Smog such a big bargain, And this money is better to give the Straw Hat Gang to repair ships or something. The Straw Hats were obviously very happy after getting the money, and Solon immediately dragged Usopp out into the street in search of weapons. Go to bed early after eating. You should be fine tomorrow. After Wang Fei explained a word, he went back to the room and slept with Nami in his arms. The next morning, the wind was fine. It was good weather for the departure, and the Straw Hats and the gang had all assembled and waited to sail. Stop, Straw Hats. Today Smog will not let you go to sea anyway. There was a loud shout from the pier, and Smog chased the Straw Hats in the crowd. You guys get on the boat first, and I'll stop him. Luffy rushed forward after explaining to his companions, stopped Smog, and the two began to fight. 5 minutes later, the Golden Mary sails are about to set sail. At this time, Smog just revealed a huge flaw and was punched in the face by Luffy. Smog was punched by Luffy and smashed to the ground and did not wake up again, and Luffy also took advantage of this opportunity to jump on the ship, and the Golden Melly set sail for the Great Channel. It wasn't until the Straw Hats and the gang left that Smog got up from the ground, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and muttered, "Okay. I can only help you get here." Subsequently, Smog returned to the base with a whistle. At noon, Smog, who was resting on the recliner, was still smoking a Chinese cigarette sent by Wang Fei at this time, when Dusty came in with a phone worm. "Colonel Smog. Call from above." "Oh." Smog rolled over and said, "Bring it to me." "Hey. I'm Smog." After answering the phone, Smog shouted with a big grin, "Smog, I heard that the Straw Hats ran off your turf." "Yes, that guy is too strong. I'm not his opponent." "Oh? Is it?" The other end of the line was clearly suspicious. Smog sat up from the recliner and scolded, "What is your tone? Laozi went to arrest them today, and he was knocked out of 2 front teeth, and the money for going to the dentist has not been reimbursed by you." Good. Then why did I hear that you are doing something with the Straw Hats under the gaze of the whole town? Game competition? Fart. Smog directly retorted, "Laozi is training recruits these 2 days. Where's the time to do what competition?" "Oh? That Smoky Beauty is. That's Laozi's number stolen. Damn it, if the damn number theft dog is caught Laozi, he must be locked up for 10 years. Okay, do you have anything else? If not, I'll hang up first, and I'm still busy." Thing? Deduct your salary for half a year. Do you have an opinion? Nope. Love the buckle. After that, Smog directly buttoned the phone. Dusty on the side was stunned. "Go to Nima. Isn't it money? The network administrator said to cover me for 10 years of network fees. Then it is useless for me to ask for money." Smog muttered, rolled over and went back to sleep. Here, I have to say that Smog is Smog, the same Colonel. Monka can only guard a small town like Shellstown, but Smog can guard this daily pirate rampant line, the town of Rogue. This in itself shows that Smog is not ordinary, so it is no wonder that he dares to speak so to the leader. After all, Rogue Town, a town where at least hundreds of pirates pass by every day, is really not something that ordinary people can manage, and Smog has been in charge for so many years, even his boss has to respect him for 3 points according to Smog's words. This territory is the management of Laozi. Laozi loves to put whoever he wants. Today they have already made a drama in front of the people to give the Navy face. If you still come to pursue me, then you will find another person to watch the scene. The electricity was stopped for a day during the day, and the call came in the evening. So I had to code everyone all night. Rest assured, say that 5 more, 1 is not less. Do not finish writing and do not sleep. Philu reminds you, 3 things to read. Collect, Chapter 066. Inside the Internet Cafe. Today's Internet Cafe is particularly lively. Not only is it full, but there are more onlookers after the open tournament a few days ago. The charm of Internet Cafes has gradually spread, and some people who have previously wronged Internet Cafes have become interested in Internet Cafes. The new faces that have continued to appear in the past 2 days have also made Wang Fei and Nami very happy. Since Wang Fei, the network administrator, showed his hand in the open tournament, the number of people who recharged Q has increased in the past few days. And the money earned by recharging Q alone has reached more than 60 million berry per day. Most of the recharged berry is used to buy baseball bats and sniper rifles. The reason why these 2 things sold so well is, of course, Wang Fei, who showed 2 rounds of sniper rifles in the open, and players were shocked by their amazing skills thereupon. Those who followed the trend came, and now looking around, at least 90% of the more than 200 machines are practicing sniping and blind sniping with sniper rifles. This kind of situation of following the trend surprised Wang Fei. and he couldn't help but consider when to show another wave of knife fights and a wave of promotion for melee weapons. At the bar, Wang Fei stretched out comfortably and checked the recharge amount of Counter-Strike CS props in the past few days, and the amount had reached 300 million berry at this time. Checked the main task given by the system, the first stage mission requirements. The amount of props charged for the Rebel Elite CS reaches 500 million berry. Mission rewards: 400 computer sets and an open online game, Crossfire. The second stage mission requirements: 20,000 registered players in the Crossfire closed beta. Mission reward: 300 sets of computer sets. Turn on the virtual reality game mode test qualification. The third stage mission requirements: hold the Crossfire East Sea 100 Cities League in Rogue Town. Once the winner is held perfectly, you will be rewarded with a mission. Mission reward: virtual reality helmets. 5,000 sets. Call. Wang Fei exhaled lightly at present. The recharge of the Counter-Strike CS has reached 300 million berry, which is very close to the mission requirements of the first stage of the system. At this rate of recharge, I believe that in 3 more years, the first stage of the task will be completed. In addition to the rewards of 400 computers, Crossfire will also be available. My future is bright. As for the tasks related to the Counter-Strike CS Open, half of it has been completed after the departure of the Straw Hats, and the other half is to make the Internet Café famous in the East China Sea and spread its reputation to the Great Seaway. Wang Fei was not worried about this half-unfinished task, and now he just had to wait a little longer. In the afternoon, a girl wearing a cap, a gray press suit and a video camera around her neck ran into an Internet Café. As soon as she entered the door, the girl shouted loudly, "Network administrator, it's done." Wang Fei, who was closing his eyes at the bar, jumped a lot, and after seeing the person coming, he smiled and said, "Yo, it's you, big reporter, how's it going?" The girl did not answer Wang Fei's words, but first came to the bar and grabbed the teacup that Wang Fei drank before pouring a few sips before saying loudly, "No problem, I applied with the editor-in-chief of the newspaper, before he said to let my report have an inconspicuous position, but I didn't agree, so I dragged it out for a few days. Today, the editor-in-chief told me that tomorrow's newspaper just doesn't have headlines, so let my report go up to fill up. I feel like my chance has come." The girl was happy. "Oh, yes. That's great. Congratulations." Wang Fei smiled. The girl scratched her head. "Oh hey. Thanks to the webmaster, you were willing to accept my interview." After that, the two chatted for a while. Then the network administrator, "I'll go busy first, you wait to read tomorrow's newspaper headlines." The girl said goodbye to Wang Fei while running, and because she accidentally bumped into a pirate, she kept apologizing and seeing Wang Fei. After the girl left, Wang Fei tasted the tea again. Looking at the teacup that the girl used before, Wang Fei shook his head again and smiled bitterly. This girl is the Daxinru who came to Rogue Town on a merchant ship before. In Wang Fei's opinion, maybe it is fate. Daxinru's name is so similar to the name of the people of the Celestial Empire. A few days ago, Wang Fei was teaching the Straw Hat Gang how to get buggy, when Daxinkian recklessly broke into the Internet Café, and just entered the door and shouted, "Wang Fei, who is Wang Fei?" So under the angry eyes of many pirates, she withdrew from the door of the Internet Café in a cold sweat. After that, Wang Fei still entertained her. She introduced herself to Wang Fei as a reporter, and dreamed of making Ben news and becoming the best journalist in the world. After understanding that the other party heard that he had defeated Along, he chased all the way from Cocoyaxi village to Rogue Town, in order to interview himself. Wang Fei was very moved, and patted the other party's shoulder and said, "In the future, you will follow me." At that time, Wang Fei, who had just received the task and was worried about how to spread the fame of the Internet Café to the entire East China Sea, and even to the Great Waterway, simply wanted to praise God when he saw Daxinki. So, after discussion, the two decided to let Daxinru take a picture of this open tournament and publish it in the newspaper. Daxinki, who is very interested in computer games, agreed on the spot, and the two don't know what kind of changes this cooperation between the two will bring to the entire world's newspapers, magazines, weeklies, etc. in the future. Philu reminds you, 3 things to read. Collect, Chapter 067. Another day. Today Wang Fei got up early and opened the door, but because he got up early, Wang Fei seemed a little sleepy. Snap! A noise on the bar startled Wang Fei, who was dozing. "What is the situation?" "Nah, network administrator, this is today's newspaper. Take a look." Wang Fei looked up, but found that it was Daxinkian who was looking at him with a grin. Oh, Wang Fei took the newspaper curiously. After looking at the newspaper, Wang Fei's face couldn't help but stretch. I saw black and white on the newspaper, and the headline in the center was written in big characters: "The heroes who killed the evil dragon pirate group in the past, today they are the boss and open a shop." Then, the opening article first described Wang Fei's heroic deeds of killing the evil dragon pirate group with a slightly exaggerated description, and accompanied by a photo of Wang Fei himself. Next, the description of Wang Fei Internet Cafe began, first about the magic of computers, and then the benefits of games, charms, and players. Immediately afterwards, he also reported on the Counter-Strike CS Open some time ago. Wang Fei also had to admire Daxinru's writing after reading the newspaper. "This kind of talent, it's a pity not to write a novel." "Not bad. I am quite satisfied with what you wrote in this report." Wang Fei did not hesitate to praise Daxinki. Daxinkian scratched her head embarrassedly. "I still have to thank the network administrator. If it weren't for your generous interview with me, I'm afraid my report wouldn't have had a chance to make headlines." Wang Fei nodded with a smile and said, "Very good, Zinkiana. In the future, you will follow me to mix. There is guaranteed to be a lot of big news." "Really?" Daxinkian looked at Wang Fei with wide eyes and a twinkle. "Of course," Wang Fei said with a smile. "Good. Then that's it. Remember to call me if you want to do anything big in the future, even if you go to attack the 4 emperors. I dare to follow and shoot." Saying that, Daxinkian also compared his fist with Wang Fei. "You reporter is amazing," Wang Fei praised. "Hey, then I'll go first. There are still things waiting for me to deal with at the newspaper office. Tomorrow I'll tell you how the newspaper sells." After that, Daxinkian ran away in a hurry again. Today, the seagull in turn distributes newspapers around the world. In a world like Pirates, which has hardly seen television, newspapers have become a key tool for people to understand information. On this day, people lit up before they saw it, and they were immediately surprised by the hero who killed the evil dragon pirate group in the past, and today he opened a shop as the boss. The title of the book attracted here. I have to say that Daxin's ability to create titles is too strong, and in the age of exploration, it is nothing new for several pirates with slightly higher bounties to be killed every day. But the title reads, "It stands to reason that the people who have killed tens of millions of bounty pirates must not be ordinary people, right? With their high strength, they will inevitably not want to be ordinary in their lives." But this character who killed all the evil dragon pirate group actually returned to the village to open a shop as the boss, which is eye-catching. After reading the article, people learned that this hero did not open an ordinary store, internet cafe, computer, game. What a magical look. Inside the naval base, Smog read the latest newspaper this morning, and he couldn't help but frown. It turns out, this network manager still has such strength. No wonder. Inside the Great Passage, Usopp grabbed the newspaper and ran. Hey, look, Wang Fei and his internet cafe are making headlines." "Oh yes, really? Take a look." The Straw Hats gathered around, and then opened their mouths in surprise. Sure enough, Brother Wang Fei is really not an ordinary person. It seems that Shirts Town must have secretly helped us. Solon said inwardly. East China Sea, Hawkeye, who had loaded a force at the sea restaurant, was now riding his small boat back to his castle at this time. The letter delivery seagull brought the newspaper. Hawkeye picked it up and glanced at it a few times, and threw it directly into the sea. "Every day is boring reporting. New World. This is the pirate ship of the red-haired Shanks, one of the 4 emperors. Hey boss, look at this thing. It seems to be funny." A certain department nibbled on a chicken leg in one hand and handed the newspaper to Shanks with the other. Shanks took the newspaper and read it very carefully. "Wow, I didn't expect that. It had only been a few years since it came out. And such a fun thing came out of the East China Sea, and Luffy also participated in the competition. Haha. The next time I see Luffy, I'll ask him if it's fun, and if it's fun, we'll try it." Great Waterways. Malenfitro, Marshall, I saw something very interesting. At the desk, the yellow ape handed the newspaper to the warring state. Sengoku took the newspaper, his eyes narrowed slightly, and he carefully read the newspaper, and soon his brows were screwed together. After a long time, Sengoku spoke. "Yellow ape? On computers, internet cafes, this thing, what do you think?" "Me." Wang Ape was stunned. "I don't have any ideas, I just think it's fun." Sengoku's expression twitched, and then he spoke. "Okay. Then you go out first." After the yellow ape went out, the warring states immediately ordered, "Come man. Bring me the phone bug over there in the Holy Land." Filu reminds you, 3 things to read, collect, Chapter 068. Malinfido. Sengoku picks up the phone, which is the phone bug that leads to the holy land of Mary Joa, and the world government dominates. The 5 old stars. Hey, Sengoku, what's the matter? Have you read today's headlines? Sengoku asked. Newspaper. There was a hesitation on the other side of the phone after a long time. A voice came again. Just finished watching. Sengoku replied. So what do you think about this? Nice stuff. On the phone, Sengoku also nodded. Not bad. This thing is indeed good, very magical, and it looks very precise. But what I wondered was what kind of force could produce something so sophisticated? According to the newspaper, there are 205 computers in this thing. This kind of thing, how difficult it is to produce, how many resources are needed to produce so many units, and such a magical thing is only used as game entertainment. How much time does it take to pay back? The other end of the phone did not speak, obviously wanting Sengoku to continue speaking. Sengoku continued, I have an idea, to find that person named Wang Fei, no matter what the cost. I must also ask him for a way to make computers. It really doesn't work, and I have to buy a few computers from him. I feel that this kind of sophisticated thing should not be used as a prop for entertainment, and if this computer can be used by our world government, then I estimate that pacifist production should be several times faster. If you have any ideas, do it. The other end of the phone finished talking and hung up. Come man. Call me the childish. A few minutes later, the youth arrived. Sengoku explained to Kingsley about you. Okay, among the 3 people, as far as you are the safest to do things, this task will be entrusted to you. If you can, try to invite him to come. If it is really not possible, the use of force is allowed. Understood? Childishness should arrive. Wang Fei is not here. When the reputation of the internet cafe spread around the world, the system finally sounded an alert. Congratulations to the host for completing the main quest to protect the Straw Hats and the gang to the Great Passage and spread the reputation of the internet cafe around the world. You've been rewarded with a main quest. 00 sets of electricity and 300 VR game helmets. Item rewards have been distributed to the backpack. Please pay attention to the host. How are you? Finally done. Wang Fei breathed a sigh of relief. He felt that doing this kind of main task was more tiring than fighting. At night, the internet cafe closed its doors. Dear players, tomorrow the internet cafe will be temporarily closed for 1 day to install new machines. Please come back the day after tomorrow. The next morning, Wang Fei scanned a circle of internet cafes. Alice. This place is finally starting to get smaller. Wang Fei shook his head. That's it. It's time for an internet cafe to expand. I came to the 2 shops on the left and right next to the internet cafe. Boss, transfer this shop to me. This. Nope. I rely on this shop to eat. 30 million berry. Plus the whole family can get 7 discounts on the internet for 10 years. This. Alright. Came to another store again. 30 million berry. Plus the whole family can get 7 discounts on the internet for 10 years. You don't sell it in this store. Sell. A paper contract arrived, and the local tyrant network manager smashed out 2 shops with money immediately afterwards. Wang Fei bought several cars of materials on the street, and invited 100 decoration workers to help with the decoration. Brothers. Go for it. I must have opened these 3 houses before tonight. And the decoration is successful. After the fact, 80,000 berry per person. Yes. Thanks to the local tyrant owner. Next, after 100 renovation workers worked overnight, the left and right rooms were successfully connected to the internet cafe and reconciled into one room, and the decoration has been completed. After installing 150 computers on each side of the 2 new rooms on the left and right, Wang Fei nodded in satisfaction. Yes, this is the aura of the headquarters of the Donghai Internet Cafe. New internet cafe, new atmosphere. As soon as the internet cafe opened in the morning, a large group of players immediately rushed in, and in less than 5 minutes, all 505 computers were occupied. After the internet cafe machine increased, the money began to be made more, and because more guests can be accepted, queue recharge has also been greatly improved. In front of the bar, Wang Fei opened the task list and looked at the task prompt. The amount of more than 300 million was changing rapidly, so excited that he almost screamed. Finally, when Wang Fei was about to close the door, the sound of the system sounded in Wang Fei's expectant gaze. Congratulations to the host. The recharge amount of Counter-Strike CS has reached 500 million berry. You are in order to complete the first stage of the mission. Congratulations to the host for getting the mission reward. 400 sets of computer sets. And open the game, Crossfire. Requirements for the second phase of the mission. 20,000 registered players in the Crossfire closed beta. Mission reward. 300 sets of computer sets. Turn on the virtual reality game mode test qualification. Please keep up the good work. Fulfill the great wish of internet cafes to rule the world as soon as possible. Philu reminds you, 3 things to read, collect. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 069. I finished writing the promised 5 overnight, and the power outage killed people. The fox went to rest first, and after waking up hopefully, there will be no power outages. If you like it, give a tip or something. 555. Another early morning. On this day, Wang Fei and Nami came to the street together because he completed the task of recharging 500 million berry yesterday night and obtained 400 sets of computers. Wang Fei planned to buy some furniture and decorate it to place more computers. Walking on the street, Wang Fei and Nami are constantly picking suitable things on the street. There is a shout. There is always no shortage of people in the bustling place of Rogue Town. Hey, husband. You look there. Nami's tone was a little strange, and she pointed somewhere and motioned for Wang Fei to look. Huh? Wang Fei looked suspiciously in the direction pointed by Nami's finger. On the wide street, a little girl who looked less than 6 years old was nestled in a small alley, or not an alley at all, but a slit that could barely pass through one person. Crack. The little girl was squatting there. In the gap, holding her knees, her body was just draped in a rag that she didn't know where to pick up. She held her knees, and her body kept trembling, as if in the throat, or maybe because of the cold. On the street more than 20 meters wide, pedestrians came and went, but no one looked at the little girl, let alone asked or cared. Maybe people didn't notice it, or maybe it was because people didn't bother to see if the little girl also always just hugged her knees and never looked at passers-by, probably because she did not dare to look, of course, more likely to know that no one would pay attention to her, so she would not look up. Husband, there's a little girl there, it looks so pitiful. Nami looked at the little girl hiding in the crack in the wall. For some reason, she remembered herself when she was a child, and she couldn't help but feel a pain in her heart. Wang Fei was also a little unbearable in his heart, and he spoke. Indeed, it's pitiful. Husband, let's go help her. Nami begged. Wang Fei nodded. Of course, even if you don't say it, I will help her. After that, Wang Fei walked over with Nami. Rogue Town. The geographical location is the entrance to the Great Channel in the East China Sea, where fish and dragons are mixed. In addition to pirates, there are also many underworld forces. Among them, there were also slave traders. Wang Fei knew that if he didn't help the girl in front of him, then maybe she wouldn't appear in this town tomorrow, because she might be killed by pirates. Or she might be captured by slave traders to sell as slaves. He is not a person who lacks money now. For example, Wang Fei will definitely help. He is still a little girl who looks no more than 5 years old, and he feels distressed just by looking at it. Little sister, what's wrong with you? Need any help? The little girl looked up when she heard this, but she wondered if she was calling herself. When she raised her head, she saw a big brother half crouching in front of her, using a sunny smiling face looking at himself. Now hungry? Do you want to eat buns? The big brother Sunshine handed a bag of buns to the little girl. This is. Give me food? The little girl was everywhere, but her eyes were free of the slightest impurity, and she stared at her big brother in front of her with her blue eyes. Little sister, this is for you. Nami came out from behind Wang Fei and said, eat quickly, you must be hungry, right? The little girl did not speak, but looked at Wang Fei. After seeing Wang Fei nodding, the little girl no longer hesitated and grabbed the bun with her dirty hand and ate it. Thanks. Thank you, you were the first to talk to me in so many days. The little girl said carefully after eating. Wang Fei just wanted to say something, but the voice of the system sounded again. Ling. Congratulations to the host for triggering the special side quest. Mission requirements: adopt the girl in front of you. Mission reward: none. A task without a mission reward? Special side quests? Trigger? Wang Fei quickly grasped the point in the system's discourse. Strange. It stands to reason that the system should not publish such strange tasks, and the tasks released by the system are all related to internet cafes. Is there something unusual about this little girl herself? Forget it, the task is not important. This little girl is too dangerous to be alone on the street. Let's temporarily adopt her first and see if you can find her family. After determining his thoughts, Wang Fei was about to speak, when two people came over. Hey, hey, hey. This imp is our goal. Brother, you're a bit unruly about this. The two big men dressed as pirates looked at Wang Fei coldly. Wang Fei glanced at the two pirates. What rules? First come, first come. This little ghost we found this morning, and was planning to go back and get something, tied her up and sold her as a slave. You dare to come and rob our people, me. Nami, let's adopt this little girl first, okay? Wang Fei did not look back and asked directly. Nami nodded. Well, I thought so too. Well, you take her and leave first. Don't look back. Good, straight. Nami took the little girl and left in the direction of the internet cafe without looking back. Electrodes. Hand knife, Wang Fei said lightly. His right hand was in the shape of a knife, and his hand was covered with the blazing electricity. The hand knife swiped through the air, and a very fine blue glow skipped by. The heads of the two trafficker pirates rolled to the ground, and the incision was scorched black. Sister, what is the big brother doing in the back? It's okay. Big brother is repairing the bad guys in the back. Don't look back. Filu reminds you. 3 things to read. Collect. Chapter 070. Inside the internet cafe. The little girl came out after washing. Hey husband, look. It's so cute. Nami laughed. Wang Fei turned his head when he heard the sound, and saw a little girl walking out of the door carefully, with a shy look on her red little face. It seems that she is a little afraid of the internet cafe, which is a place where there are too many people, and the little girl has some worry on her face. Seeing the little girl again, Wang Fei's eyes lit up. At this time, she changed the rag and wore Nami's short t-shirt, but because she was too small, a t-shirt could already be worn as a dress before this little girl was covered in dirt, so Wang Fei couldn't see her face at all. After washing, Wang Fei found that this little girl had white and tender skin, blue eyes, and slightly natural curly hair with the blue hips, looking really cute. Wang Fei squatted down and looked at the little girl in front of him with a smile. Little sister, what's your name? The little girl bit her finger, and then shook her head again. I don't know. I don't seem to have a name. Wang Fei frowned. What about your family? The little girl still shook her head. I don't know. This. Is it amnesia? Wang Fei said suspiciously. Big brother, are you going to want me anymore? It's okay. I can leave now. I'm used to it these days, and I don't want to cause you trouble, the little girl said seriously, but her eyes were already tearful when she spoke again. No, no, no. Wang Fei quickly waved his hand. Little sister, you think too much? How could my brother leave you? I just think you should stay by your family's side. This is the most suitable for you, but since you can't remember now, before you find your family, you should live with your brothers and sisters first. Okay, good. Thank you, brother and sister. The little girl smiled sweetly. But you can't remember your name anymore, so I'll give you a name, okay? Wang Fei smiled and touched the little girl's head. Good. Wang Fei nodded, and while he looked at the little girl, he pinched his chin and thought about what he wanted to name the little girl. Blue pure eyes. Great waterfall-like hair. There you have it. Wang Fei looked at the little girl and said, clear as water. It's called Luoling. The spirit of Luoshu. Nami on the side also clapped her hands. Luoling. It sounds good and has meaning. Luoling. The little girl thought for a moment, and then looked up with a red face. Nice name. I like it. Thank you, big brother. I'll call it that in the future. Hearing the little girl's agreement, Wang Fei also nodded happily. Well, Nami, you take little Luoling to buy a few clothes. It is not appropriate for her to wear your clothes. Nami squatted down and rubbed Luoling's hair. Let's go, little Luoling. Go buy beautiful clothes with my sister. After Nami and Luoling left, the system's voice sounded. Ling. Congratulations to the host for completing the task of adopting a little girl. Mission reward? None. Alice, there is no reward? There is no reward. Anyway, multiple little sisters are very happy to live together, Wang Fei said lazily, but at this time, the sound of the system sounded again. Ling. Congratulations to the host for triggering the main quest. Internet Cafe occupies the East China Sea. Mission requirements. The system will provide the host with 6,000 sets of computers, and ask the host to rely on these 6,000 computers to spread the internet cafe to most towns in the East China Sea. Mission reward: 3,000 virtual reality game helmets. Ling. You've got a quest item. 6,000 computer sets. Note: if you bring Lauren with you on this mission, you may trigger some events. Inside the internet cafe, Wang Fei was silent. He didn't understand what the system was all about this task, or maybe the two missions released by the system are really strange. First, a mission with no reward was released, asking him to save Lauren. Subsequently, it was inexplicably released a task of internet cafes to occupy the East China Sea. These tasks, as if they came from the air, without the slightest defense. It stands to reason that the tasks of the system can only be triggered by certain events or the appearance of people. But why also note that bringing Lauren will trigger certain events? Does it mean that Lauren is the key to triggering this main quest? Lauren, what exactly is identity? Wang Fei looked up at the ceiling, and everything in front of him seemed a little foggy. After thinking for a long time, Wang Fei still decided not to bring Luo Ling. After all, the sea is full of dangers, and it is too dangerous to bring a little girl. I have to say that it really takes a lot of time for women to go shopping and buy clothes, and Nami and Luo Ling finally returned after going out. At this time, Luo Ling was already like a little elf under Nami's thrilling dress, a small white floral dress, a pair of blue transparent sandals under his feet, a small brown bag hanging from his shoulders, and a whale plush doll in his hands that he didn't know where to get. His eyes were cute. This is simply an angel. How about husband? The clothes I picked up, beautiful no? Nami said proudly. Wang Fei nodded. This dress is really cute, very suitable for little Luo Ling. That little Luo Ling, before you find your family, you should live with us first, and give more advice. Wang Fei touched Luo Ling's head and smiled. Oh. Yes. Lorraine bowed his head. Filu reminds you, 3 things to read. Collect, Chapter 071. Another day. After Wang Fei closed the door on the evening, he came to the house to have a dinner with Nami and Luo Ling. I have to say that this little Luo Ling is really very lovely. She seems to be afraid that Wang Fei and Nami don't want her, so she desperately wants to find work for half a day, and even if Wang Fei and Nami persuaded me to no avail. According to Luo Ling's own words, I eat my brother and sister's rice. I should do something for my brother and sister, otherwise I feel overwhelmed. After many persuasions but still no effect, Wang Fei and Nami also let Luo Ling go. As a result, a 5-year-old girl can often be seen in an internet cafe full during the day, sweeping the garbage left by customers everywhere with a broom and garbage shovel. At the end of the day, the internet cafe was clean, and the figure of the little lolly also appeared frequently everywhere in the internet cafe. Over time, the guests got to know this cute little lolly in the internet cafe, and after seeing her busy figure, the guests would consciously throw the garbage into the trash in the process of playing the game. As the day passed, the quality of the people in the entire internet cafe improved a lot. This surprised Wang Fei and Nami. You know, the people who come to the internet in Rogue Town are not good people, and these people can spontaneously throw garbage, which is enough to show the lethality of little lolly. Some guests will even bring some snacks to little Luo Ling when they come to the internet. In this regard, Zio Luo Ling does not care whether it is toxic or not. All stomach. At the dinner table, little Luo Ling ate a whole roast pig. In this regard, Wang Fei and Nami are already strange. Remember that the first night Luo Ling first came, he actually ate 13 bowls of rice and 28 roast chickens. It was only after this time that Wang Fei knew that there were people in the pirate world who could eat better than Luffy. Luo Ling explained to Wang Fei and Nami why she was able to eat so much. I feel that I am very hungry, and I feel as if I have lost a lot of things, and eating so many things, just to replenish energy. My intuition tells me that as long as I replenish a certain amount of energy, I will remember some things from the past. Wang Fei and Nami understood what Luo Ling meant. The more I eat, the easier it is to remember things. At the dinner table, Luo Ling finished eating 2 roast ducks again. Wang Fei, on the other hand, said while eating, "Wife, I have to go to sea during this time. The internet cafe will be temporarily handed over to you to take care of." Smug sighed. "I will contact and take care of the internet cafe." Nami nodded. "Well, no, husband, you just go. Will you go on a mission this time?" "Yes. This mission is to spread the internet cafe business to most towns in the East China Sea. So I have to go out to sea too." "Going to sea?" Lorraine on the side put down the chicken leg. "What's wrong, Laureling?" Nami and Wang Fei asked together. "Nothing. I just ate too much and seemed to remember something," Lorraine said carefully. "Just now Big Brother mentioned going to sea. I suddenly remembered. I seem to have something close to the sea, something intimate. Wang Fei's eyebrows twisted together. Does it mean Luoling's family at sea? Is her family drifting on the sea? Or is it something else? Forget it. Now Luoling, tomorrow you will go to sea with me, even if you can't find your family, maybe it can remind you. Order something, Good big brother. After eating, Wang Fei went out to find Smog and told Smog to help take care of the internet cafe during his absence. Smog said there was no problem at all. Saying goodbye to Smog, Wang Fei knocked on the door of a cabin again. Yo. Why did you come to me again? Dek Xinqian welcomed Wang Fei into the door. What's wrong? What's the big news this time? Wang Fei smiled and shook his head. This time I want to tell you that I plan to open an internet cafe in every town in the East China Sea, and see if you can just publicize it to me. This is naturally no problem, but it may not be on the headlines. Tomorrow's headlines have been occupied by a person called Wang Mad. It's okay. My internet cafe should not lack attention. You just give me a publicity. The next day, the newspapers flew up, and the news that Wang Fei was going to open internet cafes in various towns in the East China Sea spread throughout the East China Sea. Many people who were curious about the internet cafe at the time of the last report were very much looking forward to Wang Fei's arrival on the side of Rogue Town. Wang Fei took Luoling's hand, boarded the ship, and sailed away from Rogue Town under the eyes of Nami, and somewhere in the Great Passage, a middle-aged man is whistling and lazily riding a bicycle on the sea. When the wheels of the bicycle drive across the sea, the water automatically freezes, creating a nice tunnel for the bicycle to drive through. This person is the young man who accepted the task and went to Rogue Town to find Wang Fei, merely. His attempt to go this time was doomed to be in vain, because Wang Fei was not there at all. To see the ununderlined version of the novel, please download Filu Chapter 072. Ling. Congratulations to the host for completing the task of ruling the East China Sea. Ling. You've been rewarded with a quest. 3,000 VR game helmets. On the sea, on a small sailboat, Wang Fei drank juice on the recliner and said tiredly, "How are you?" Finally completed the task. Turning his head to look at Luoling, who was playing with a whale doll on the side, Wang Fei couldn't help but sigh again. Half a month has passed since the departure of Rogue Town. In the past half a month, Wang Fei and Luoling have traveled all over the East China Sea, and will open internet cafes in all towns large and small in the East China Sea. In the East China Sea, there are more than 180 towns of all sizes, and according to the requirements of the system, Wang Fei installed all 6,000 computers in the more prosperous areas of these towns. Each town, about 30 computers, after all, is a small chain store. Wang Fei did not care much. It's just that Wang Fei didn't expect that this mission would be so smooth, and the enthusiasm of netizens exceeded Wang Fei's imagination. After learning that Wang Fei would open internet cafes in all towns in Donghe, villagers in some towns even enthusiastically came to help, providing manpower and material resources, and even many towns had already decorated a room before Wang Fei came, waiting for Wang Fei to open an internet cafe. So, with the strong cooperation of netizens, Wang Fei completed the main line in only half a month. All this made Wang Fei gratified, sighing that the internet cafe has unconsciously affected the world. As for whether you are afraid that the computer will not be stolen or something, Wang Fei didn't care at all. More than 30 computers, the villagers of the whole town came to play. If you can find an empty machine within 24 hours, count you as winning. And after the computer leaves the internet cafe, the system will automatically disconnect from the stolen computer, and the computer you stole will not only be useless, but if Wang is not willing, it can even detonate the stolen computer. Here, by the way, I will popularize how the computers in this book are networked. In this book, all computers do not have network cables, and all networks are connected by the system through wireless networks. You can also think of the system as a huge wireless router, and the Wi-Fi signal it emits can envelop the entire pirate world. However, although the mission was successfully completed, Luoling's affairs did not have any eyebrows. In the past half a month, Wang Fei and her have traveled all over the East China Sea, but they have not received the slightest clue about Luoling's family. After searching for no results, Wang Fei reluctantly gave up and returned to Rogue Town with Luoling. If you can't find it, you can't find it. Having lived with this little lolly for so long, if you are separated, you really can't bear it. Wang Fei sighed secretly. The sun is gradually setting and the time has come to the afternoon. The ship is still smooth on the sea. You should be able to reach Rogue Town in the evening, Wang Fei muttered. Half a month after leaving, He already missed Nami a little. Big brother, Luo Ling walked over and hugged Wang Fei's arm, her voice trembling again. What's wrong? Wang Fei looked at Luo Ling, but found that her face was full of unease. She held Wang Fei's hand, and her body couldn't stop trembling. She's cold? Wrong. She's scared. Wang Fei frowned and stood up from the recliner. Loring? What happened to you? Luo Ling's body was still trembling, and she hid in Wang Fei's arms and said, I don't know. I instinctively felt something approaching. And this stuff scares me. Wang Fei's expression was a little serious, and he stroked Luo Ling's hair and comforted, Don't be afraid, there's a big brother, don't be afraid. Under Wang Fei's comfort, Luo Ling obviously calmed down a lot, but after only a moment, his body began to develop again. Shattered, big brother, that thing is coming soon. I'm so scared. It's getting closer, here it comes. Ah, Luo Ling hugged Wang Fei tightly, constantly screaming in horror. Wang Fei's expression became more and more solemn. He didn't know what it was. It actually made Luo Ling afraid of this. He looked up and looked around, but found that at some point, the originally sunny weather suddenly turned into dark clouds. Within thousands of miles, they were covered by purple and black clouds. A piece of black pressing, the sky instantly darkened by half. Countless thunder continued to split on the sea. The fierce wind rolled the sea surface into huge waves tens of meters high. Wang Fei's small sailboat could be swallowed at any time. Finally found you. A hoarse voice came from high above like rolling thunder. I didn't expect that you have become like this now. Gee, it's ridiculous to still hide in the arms of a man. Who are you? Hold it tightly in your arms and keep sending it. Shaking Luo Ling, Wang Fei Wangshan asked, Who am I? Little ants deserve to know. But I didn't expect it. It's really sad that your strength has been depleted to such a serious extent, but this is fine. With the strength of my doppelganger, it is enough to kill you. Die, Filu reminds you. 3 things to read. Collect, Chapter 073. Who are you? What is it to have the ability to show up, hide your head and show your tail? Wang Fei stood up and protected Luo Ling behind him. Ridiculous. It's just an ant-like thing, and you dare to be so rude to me, my true body, you deserve to see it too. High in the sky, hoarse voices roll in. Hey. When do you need to hide behind an ant? Unconscious shyness. Shame? Big brother, you go quickly. You are no match for it. Who is he? Wang Fei asked rhetorically. I don't know. But I can feel that it is very strong, and we will not be its opponents. Ha ha. It seems that you are really seriously injured, and you don't even know me. Maybe you can die. From now on, the world will change again. Fart. If you want to kill Luo Ling, pass me first. Wang Fei stood up and opened his hands to block behind Luo Ling. Big brother, run away. Leave me alone. Nope. If you want me to leave you, it's better to let me die, Wang Fei said resolutely. Oops. What a touching drama, pity. Did I say you can go? Sky's voice was obviously a little proud, and it seemed to like seeing Lauren as he was now. Since you are so affectionate, then I will be kind enough to send you on the road together. When the words fell, the thick clouds in the sky broke through a huge hole, and inside the hole was pitch black. It was a kind of black that could swallow everything. Boom, a loud noise that shocks heaven and earth. A huge black pillar of light shone from the hole in the clouds. This black pillar of light was terrifying, and the moment it shone down, it enveloped the nearby 10 miles of sea. The next moment the beam of light appeared, the sailboat shattered into dust, and Wang Fei's flesh and blood began to be peeled off and decomposed at this moment, and white bones began to appear. Ling. The system senses an irresistible and devastating attack on the host. Ling. System defense mode is automatically turned on. Ling. Defense mode is turned on, and defense mode will save the host's life during the attack. On the sea, Luo Ling watched Wang Fei's flesh and blood crumble into white bones, and fell into the sea. Her blue pupils lost their look. Big brother, you? Luo Ling looked up at the sky. There was no trace of wisdom in her eyes. At this moment, there was only endless grief in her heart. Now hungry? Do you want to eat buns? Then a big brother Sunshine handed over a bag of buns. In the future, you can temporarily live with us. Please advise more. Wow, little Luo Ling looks good in this outfit. The scene of living with Wang Fei appeared in Luo Ling's mind. Luo Ling's eyes flashed with endless killing intent, and his small body burst out with blue light that shone on the heavens and the earth. My heart, it hurts so much. You? Kill the big brother. I'm going to kill you. Luo Ling let out a miserable burst. She stepped on the surface of the sea and punched the sky. A huge blue pillar of light soared into the sky. That black pillar of light was immediately shattered after encountering the blue pillar of light. The blue pillar of light is like a broken bamboo. Break through the black pillar of light and soar straight into the sky? How is this possible? The presence in the sky let out a terrified scream. You are not in your heyday. How can you make such an attack? Nope. I don't believe it. You wait. This is just a doppelganger of mine, and in 15 years, I will be back. Waiting for my revenge. The blue pillar of light burst in the air, the purple-black clouds were scattered, and the sky once again regained color. On the sea, Luo Ling seemed to have used all his strength. His body was soft, smashed on the sea, and began to sink continuously. Nautical mile. Wang Fei's body has only a skeleton left, and his body is covered with a layer of light film, which should be the protection of the system. Looking closely, Wang Fei's flesh and blood have disappeared, and all his internal organs have disappeared, but his skeleton and brain are still intact. Big brother, Luo Ling, who sank into the sea, saw Wang Fei. Big brother isn't dead yet. And signs of life. Tears flowed from Luo Ling's eyes, mixed with the seawater. Please, help me. Save big brother. Luo Ling opened his mouth weakly and pleaded. Her body emitted a dim blue light, and at the same time, the surrounding seawater also responded, and drops of blue crystals appeared from the seawater and rushed towards Wang Fei. The protection of the system is also automatically removed at this time. The blue crystals broke through the seawater and stuck to Wang Fei's skeleton. The blue crystals gathered more and more, and Wang Fei's skeleton was soon wrapped by a blue photophore, which was formed by hundreds of millions of blue crystals, and Luo Ling's body continued to sink until he sank beside Wang Fei. Looking at Wang Fei, who was covered in blue light masses, Luo Ling closed his eyes and fell asleep. Great. Big brother is okay. I can also sleep with peace of mind. Inside the blue photophore, countless blue crystals and blue silk threads were intertwined on Wang Fei's skeleton, and Wang Fei's flesh body actually began to grow at a speed visible to the naked eye. The blue crystals are constantly condensing into the appearance of organs. The first is the heart, which is condensed by blue crystals and then fades. Go to blue and change into the color of the real heart. The heart was placed at the mouth of Wang Fei's heart to emit a powerful heartbeat sound, and the blue silk thread was constantly woven to form blood vessels. After the blood vessels were formed, the crystals began to condense rapidly, and Wang Fei's flesh and blood appeared, and gradually covered the bones. An hour later, Wang Fei's body was completely reshaped, but Wang Fei was still absorbing the blue light mass, and there was no sign of waking up at all. I feel as if I have dug a huge hole with my huge brain hole. About Luo Ling, and that terrifying existence, an unimaginable sky. I've been laying the groundwork for a long time. I just want to dig this pit. Now it's dug. The next thing is the game plot. Cross the line of fire open. Filu reminds you. 3 things to read. Collect. Chapter 074. In the sea. Wang Fei and the light group still showed no signs of awakening, and Xiao Luoling also floated next to the light group, and it seemed that she could sleep peacefully only if she was close to Wang Fei. With the passage of time, the light group is getting smaller and smaller, and the power contained in it seems to be very large. Looking for this situation. As long as this light group is absorbed, then Wang Fei should be able to wake up. Wang Fei, who was sleeping, had a dream, a long, long dream. In the dream, he saw Luo Ling's small body stepping on the waves and roaring to the sky. You killed big brother, I will kill you. Then the picture changed for a while, and little Luo Ling suddenly changed into a blue dress with a fiery figure. Explosive woman, beautiful and dignified, sacred and inviolable. Violate. The picture turned again. The beautiful woman turned into the appearance of little Luo Ling again. She raised her small fist to the sky as a punch. The blue light shattered the demon cloud, and the heaven and earth were enlightened. Then, he fell into the sea, and he vaguely saw little Luo Ling crying in the sea, as if calling or praying for something, and then Wang Fei felt that the whole sea opened his arms to him. Wang Fei was embraced by the sea, and then he couldn't see anything. He could only feel that his whole body was warm, and the headaches on his body were all gone. He felt as if his body had recovered, and there were many more things, but what more specifically, he didn't know. Then the dream ends. And the picture ends. Where am I? This, in the light group, Wang Fei woke up. Here, isn't this in the sea? Why didn't I die? My flesh and blood are all back? What the hell is going on here? Ling. Congratulations to the host for triggering the event about Luo Ling. You've obtained a water spirit body. The sound of the system sounded. Wang Fei was shocked, and he remembered that when he accepted the task of occupying the East China Sea in the Internet Café, the system had marked that if he brought Luo Ling, it might trigger a special event. Now it seems that a series of incredible things that happened this time should be what the system calls special events. System, what the hell is going on? Wang Fei asked anxiously. Ling. What is hosting? Of course, the powerful being who attacked us. Why did he attack us? Also, who is Ling? What is her identity? The system was silent and did not answer the king. Wang Fei was angry and said angrily, System. Don't pretend to be deaf. I know all this you know. Tell me quickly. Wang Fei's voice was echoing, and after a long time, the system finally spoke. Ling. The ins and outs of this matter, the system cannot tell the host. With a host's current strength, if you tell the host, it will only increase the danger for the host. If the host really wants to know, or wait for one day Luling himself to remember. Alright. So what exactly is that body of 10,000 waters that you are talking about? Wang Fei asked again. Ling. The following is the information of the water spirit body. Please check it by yourself. A light curtain appeared in front of Wang Fei, and the light curtain was written with information about the body of 10,000 waters, water spirit body, also known as Luishu body. This physique is a very miraculous physique, and this physique, there is currently only one way to obtain it, that is, the gift of a water area. To receive a gift, it is necessary to obtain recognition from a party's waters, but so far no one knows how to communicate with water. Moreover, the loss of this gift is very large. Under normal circumstances, it is absolutely impossible for any party's waters to make such a big sacrifice to transform an ordinary mortal into a water spirit body. Moreover, the transformation conditions of the water spirit body are very painful, and the transformed person must remove all the flesh and blood on the body, including the internal organs, before accepting the transformation. The host is also under the protection of the system to have the opportunity to carry out this transformation. Otherwise, how could ordinary mortals survive after removing all the internal organs? Wang Fei then looked down. To put it simply, a person who possesses a water spirit body is equivalent to gaining recognition and recognition from a party's waters. The specific benefits of water spirit bodies are threefold. 1. The water spirit body can move freely underwater, and breathe freely, not affected by water pressure, and walk flat in the water, and the line of sight will not have any impact. 2. The affinity with water is stronger. It can vaguely communicate with the water vapor in the air, and the water spirit body doubles its combat effectiveness where there is water. 3. Since the water spirit body is a gift of water, there will be the breath of the sea on the body. The breath of the sea restrains all those with devil fruit abilities, and in the same way, the water spirit body also restrains those with devil fruit abilities. Ling. Since the host has just changed its physical body, the system needs to modify the host's body again before the host can continue to use the magnetic storm current. Does the host confirm the modification? Wang Fei nodded. Well, transform it. An hour later, after the transformation, the host can continue to use the magnetic storm current. Inside the light group, Wang Fei clenched his fists, feeling the more powerful power in his body, and couldn't help but nod with satisfaction. Another night passed, the light mask broke, and Wang Fei took out the clothes from his backpack and put them on, but I don't know if it was because of the water spirit body, and even the clothes on Wang Fei's body were not shipped by the water. Picking up little Luling forward, Wang Fei stepped in the seawater to the surface, and then rushed back to Rogue Town in the direction he remembered. Luoling's pit is dug, and the plot in the future begins to return to the plot of the internet cafe game, and everyone can see her as an ordinary little lolly. There is no possibility of filing this pit in a short time, because it will take a lot of plot to connect the plot of Lorling's filling the pit to manual funny, to see the ununderlined version of the novel, please download Filu Chapter 075. Rago Town Pier. A boy with a little girl in his arms was treading water when he went ashore. The boy wiped the sweat from his head and said, "Phew, it's finally here." This person was Wang Fei, who took Luo Ling back to Rogue Town after absorbing the blue light mass, and finally arrived after spending a day. During this period, Wang Fei also encountered many fierce sea beasts along the way, but these fierce beasts immediately detoured after seeing Wang Fei, or more accurately, meeting Luo Ling, and some powerful sea beasts even volunteered to follow, acting as guards to protect the two of them all the way. This made Wang Fei amazed, and his heart became even more curious about Luo Ling's identity. After coming to the shore, Wang Fei rushed back to the internet cafe, not wanting to stay for a moment, because Luo Ling was still in a deep sleep at this time. Along the way, many people recognized Wang Fei, and they greeted Wang Fei one after another, but Wang Fei only nodded because he was concerned about Luo Ling's condition. After entering the internet cafe, Wang Fei exclaimed, Wife, I'm back. Nami, who was sullen at the bar, stood up in surprise when she heard the voice. Husband. You're back. Huh? What happened to little Loring? Go first. In the bedroom, Luoling had been put away and slept quietly. Husband, what the hell is going on? Nami said anxiously. It's like this. Wang Fei relaxed his mood and told Nami what happened before. What? You encountered an attack by a terrorist presence? Then little Luoling exhausted his strength and fell into coma in order to save you? So, that horrific vision the other day turned out to be caused by you, Nami exclaimed. Wang Fei nodded. That's right, it was made by that mysterious existence and Luoling. Nami took a breath of cold air. It's really scary. What is the identity of little Luoling? Do you know, husband? According to a scientist, since that day, the water level of the world's seawater has dropped by 20 centimeters. The sea level dropped by 20 centimeters. Worldwide. Wang Fei's heart jumped. Could it be that this is what the system says about the loss of the water spirit? Wang Fei said secretly in his heart. Forget it, Nami. Remember, no matter what happens in the future, Luoling is a little sister. Nami nodded. That's nature. Looking at Luoling, who was still sleeping, Wang Fei was distressed. System. Lorraine, what's wrong with her? Ling. After Lorraine spent her strength to make a key attack to kill the mysterious man's doppelganger, she overdrew her power to save your life, and now her energy consumption is very serious, and she needs a good rest to recover. That's good. Wang Fei breathed a sigh of relief. Another 3 days passed, and Luoling had been asleep for 3 days. Finally, this morning she woke up. Opening her eyes, she forced a smile when she saw Wang Fei, and then spoke weakly. Big brother, I'm so hungry. Wang Fei heard this, and his feet almost fell down. You guy, the first thing you do when you wake up is eat. No way, big brother, I don't know what I did. Now my body is very, very hungry. It seems that the energy replenished here during this time is all gone. Lorraine said aggrievedly. Good, good, good. Big brother immediately asked someone to prepare food for you. Wang Fei rubbed Luoling's head and said, do you remember what happened before? Something before? Oh, I just remember that I was very angry when I saw my big brother being killed, so I punched out all the roast pork, roast duck and rice I ate during this time. Then for the sake of big brother, I seem to have sacrificed something. I don't remember the specifics, but in short, I can save big brother. I don't care what I sacrifice. Lauren grinned. Another day passed. After Luoling woke up, Wang Fei could finally let go of his mind and manage the internet cafe. After the internet cafe became popular throughout the East China Sea, because Luoling never woke up, Wang Fei did not have the heart to manage the operation of the internet cafe and the game. But fortunately, now that Luoling has finally woken up, Wang Fei can finally spend a lot of energy managing his internet cafe. Wang Fei finally made up his mind to come up with the biggest event of the moment, the release of the online game, Crossfire Online Games. And online games are a different concept. Online games can only be played with computers in internet cafes, but online games can connect computers all over the world to play games together. After hearing about Wang Fei's big incident, he immediately clapped his fierce promise. If this matter can't make headlines, you come to my room to find me in the evening. The next day, the newspaper was spread to the world by the Seagull. The news that the Crossfire line will open in the East China Sea tomorrow has also spread around the world. People in the East China Sea were excited to see the news that the line of fire was about to open tomorrow, while people in other areas were sorry and said, why is there an internet cafe only in the East China Sea? However, while they are looking forward to new games, they do not know that the arrival of new games represents another wave of money. To see the underlined version of the novel, please download the end of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.